Hey everybody, and welcome to a youthful wild ride with Steveo. We've got Mod Son. His new album, God Save the Teen, is just out. His best friend, Machine Gun Kelly, just made a movie with him. They wrote it together. He's engaged to Avril Lavigne. He's got a very fresh and youthful view of the world. And man, at the end, the last half hour is just straight crazy, talking about addiction and alcoholism, and that part is juicier than hell. Do not miss the last half hour of this podcast. Let's get into it.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Apologies for the delay.
The fuck you talking about? You're a minute early.
Ah, that's fucking late as fuck.
You're a minute early, buddy.
All right.
Steve,
yeah, dude.
I love you, bro.
Dude, love you too, man.
It's so good to see you again. We met briefly one time, but that's it.
That's right. Okay. That says two. I'm gonna fucking run with it. Here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Mod Son.
I'm here. I made it on my favorite podcast in the world. I love you, dude.
Dude, I have never had anybody, celebrity or non-celebrity alike, express to me the kind of passion for this podcast as you have.
It's not a joke when I say it. I was just telling him I spend so much time in my car because I live really deep in Malibu. It takes an hour and a half to get anywhere. And this is all I listen to, bro.
Dude,
I really do.
It's
I've
epic,
probably seen, I know you have diehard viewers, but I'm one of them, and I've probably seen close to all the episodes, dude, including the last one that you just dropped.
The Death Row guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heavy.
It's heavy.
It's crazy
dude.
how the comments on our Death Row inmate podcast, I saw literally one.
How dare you give this guy a platform?
Right, yeah.
He committed a crime 600 years ago.
Yeah.
Right. They're like, this guy gets to be on a celebrity podcast, but his victim's still 6 feet under, and that's not right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, man.
I mean, granted, he did murder somebody.
He did.
But he also was 16, and it's
he was 17.
He was 17, and if somebody's going to get another chance, it's
But dude, you know what's crazy is that podcast got dinged by YouTube as well.
For what?
It's not suitable for ads. So if you don't know what we're talking about, it's because you're probably on YouTube and they don't want you to see it. So look up Death Row Inmate. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was really interesting.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
And that's what's really cool about your podcast is that you do stuff like that.
Well, it's the first time.
I know you're passionate about that.
Yeah.
Dude,
I love it.
Yeah.
I super love it.
I mean, you kind of got me into all that shit, bro.
Well, I really genuinely appreciated when you told me that. And we might as well explain. We were at what is it? It was a premiere and advanced screening for the movie that you wrote. Yeah. And MGK directed it.
Yeah, me and Kels. Me and Kels directed it.
Colson Baker, which I have never called him that in my entire life. Good.
I can't call him Colson, dude.
What do you call him, Kels?
Kels, dude. Yes, we've known each other for 12 years, and I didn't even know he had a first name until 3 years ago.
Right.
Yeah,
okay.
So
Well, he introduces himself as Colson.
I know.
I was hi, nice to meet you.
He does now.
Colson.
Yeah.
He does now. It's he's old Dwayne Johnson over here.
Yeah, he's all grown up now. That was very proper. But I will never introduce myself. Just I go by Mod. That's it.
Mod.
I hate the name I was born with.
What's your name you were born with?
Oh, dude, Derek.
Derek? All right, it's not
Derek,
too bad.
and it's the reason I hated it though is because it's spelled D-E-R-E-K, and then all the time in school though the teacher would say Derek, and I'm like, there is no I-C-K in my name. I don't want to hear ick every second, so I just hated ick my whole life. I hated Derek.
You
look more like a Mod than a Derek.
Thank you. That's the greatest compliment, and we're done. Thank you. Wild ride. That's a wrap, baby.
We used to always laugh, still do sometimes. We'd say if a guy just is a disaster, does not have his act together, we'll say, what a Daryl.
A Daryl?
Yeah, kind of short for derelict.
Man,
You know any Daryls?
Okay. Yeah, I do know Daryls.
And how do they act?
Bro, I don't.
a Daryl.
Yeah, like a Daryl. Legit.
It's pretty funny if you think of it that way, naming your kid Daryl.
Dude, I always think about that. Like a young kid named Gretchen. They're just so strange to name them that.
Yeah.
So help me remember, what was the name of that movie?
Good Morning. Good Morning, and morning is spelled with a U, and we actually shot it coming up here, driving up this canyon. We actually shot it. The house that we shot it at is blocks away from here.
Right.
So I was over here every day for 2 months at 5 a.m., dude.
And how did that movie perform?
It was on Netflix. It is on Netflix.
No, it's not on Netflix. It's on Amazon Prime. It just got added to American Airlines.
Wow,
and
cool, man.
it's
That's
on
a big
iTunes.
deal.
Yeah, I mean, it was our first like real feature movie experience. You know, we shot a
Right.
short film before that called Downfalls High, which was like a short film for Machine Gun Kelly's album Tickets to My Downfall that we made like kind of like a rock opera kind of thing, right? And that did really well. So we wrote this script. And we were going, this was before that short film for the album came out. We wrote that script and we were going around town, and me and Kels would show up into like these producers' offices, and we would go back and forth reading the script in front of them, the whole thing, acting out each character. And everyone was like, yo, we really like the script, but there's no way in hell we're going to let you direct this. Like, you guys do not know what the fuck you're doing at all. And then the short film for his album came out, and then some people saw that and they were like, all right, like maybe we will let you do this. So we found a production company. David Ayer, do you know David Ayer?
I do not.
Director, he did like Training Day, and he was involved in Suicide Squad. Just like done a lot. His production, hi, I love you. His production company picked it up and was like, we're gonna let you guys do this. So it was our first time, and like, dude, I learned so much, and it was being an artist, mainly, you know, music is my main vehicle.
Right.
Working on a movie was the closest thing I felt to working a real job since ninth grade.
That checks out to me.
It's
Because
a
like you're
lot.
waking up at the same time every day, early morning, long days, homework.
Pre-production, I'm in an office sitting behind a desk, 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And it was just like it was a really crazy learning experience.
What was the budget for the movie?
It was like $3.5 million.
Wow, that's a lot.
It's a lot, but in standards of movie, it's not like crazy.
Right.
But we got really lucky. The cast is amazing in it, which we were like all friends with, and so they kind of like out of the kindness of their heart were like, "All right, we'll support you, idiots that don't know what you're doing." And,
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, when I say that's a lot, you're right. In the terms of movies, that's nothing.
Yeah, it's nothing.
Right.
But it's a lot of money.
I mean, the movie business is like the highest stakes gambling. Is really what it is.
100%, dude.
And what people don't know when they hear like how much money a movie brought in, that half of that number goes to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
You're only starting out with half of it.
Yeah.
And then whatever the budget was, forget about that, because the budget is almost always less than what's called P&A, promotion and advertising.
Right.
They spend more on the billboards, the commercials, the trailers than they do on the movie itself.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Can you explain that again? What did you say? Half of the budget goes to the movie theaters, or half of the
half
income?
of the income.
So if you see it grossed $100 million, that means that all the movie theaters that it was at probably took 50.
If it goes to 100 million, then 50 million went to the movie theaters, and then the other half, the other 50 million, went to whatever the studio.
Wow. I wonder what the profit is on that, because I thought movie theaters just made their money. They generally broke even and then made their money. That's why popcorn's so fucking expensive, or like Coca-Cola, because it's like they weren't making that much money off of it.
Yeah, you know, when you put it that way, dude, I think movie theater is not that bad of a business.
Honestly, I don't think it is either. Even though you go into a movie theater now and there's 5 people in it.
Right.
But I still think it's all right.
It was interesting.
Before COVID, movie theater was a pretty dope business.
Well, it's interesting because like when I travel, one of the things I like to do, different countries I go to, is I go see a movie in a different country. And I went all over like Southeast Asia to different movie theaters, and popcorn there was like $2, or like a Coca-Cola. You know, and I'm like, fuck, how is it so expensive? And I think I think they might make a lot of money in the United States, because they do make, it's the concessions.
Right. I mean, I don't know what's going on with movie theaters these days, but your guys' movie wasn't really in movie theaters, right?
It opened in like, I want to say like 15.
Okay.
And so that was cool. Like, and like
Yeah.
kind of like me and Machine Gun Kelly's like a market, so to say.
Right,
I'm
right.
from Minnesota. He's from Cleveland, so like Midwest stuff. And there was like
Right.
an LA opening and stuff like that.
Do you have a sense of how the movie performed financially?
Not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. I have.
Did
you make money on it?
On the back end yet? No.
I haven't made anything on the back end of Jackass Forever yet.
Okay, so I've got a long ways to go. So I'll be waiting. I'll hit you up in 10 years and let you know.
Yeah.
But as far as like, you know, it's really like a stoner comedy, and kind of the hopes going into it was make like something that's more of like a cult classic, you know,
Sure.
that gets better over time.
Sure. We were, Scott and I, at the movie. That's where you introduced yourself to me and told me you love the podcast. We were thoroughly enjoying the movie, but we're both sober nerds, and the little screening room that it was in, like, I just got so smoked out with
dude,
weed that we had to leave.
I know. We're so close to getting kicked out.
Yeah.
We're so close to getting kicked out.
I was just like, dude, I can't handle, like, I don't care if people drink alcohol around me, because like that's not entering my body.
Yep.
You know, like when people are smoking weed and I'm breathing it in, that's like secondhand
Dude,
smoking pot.
I understand that now.
I can't do that.
I understand that now. Like I actually do. As from like 16 years old until like 2 years ago, I was like, I can't smoke. What the fuck are you talking about? You're not getting high. And now I'm like, okay, yeah, I do understand.
Right.
that.
Yeah, I remember we left there, and I was like, fuck, that was gnarly. And then I kind of was like, I kind of wish I was high. Like, I was like, I wish I got secondhand high off that. You know, it's like a free lapse.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how high you actually I don't know how high you'd actually get from that, but just the idea of it. And what's most upsetting to me about it is how much I love the smell of weed. How much I frankly miss being able to smoke weed.
Yeah.
Like if I could smoke weed, I would love to
That's
be
the
able
one
to
thing I
smoke.
miss doing.
I would love to be able to smoke weed. I just know that I can't.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
I'm kind of there now too.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, so you got the movie. That was fun. Music's your biggest thing.
Yeah.
I saw on your Instagram you've just made the leap to a larger size venue.
Yeah.
And has that tour begun yet?
No, it starts February 19th. So in like exactly a month right now.
All right.
Yeah,
How many
February
cities?
19th. I think it's 27 shows, about 27 shows.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like a 6-week tour, which is kind of a long one. But yeah, I mean, dude, I've been doing this since I was 16 years old, like been on stage. So over
How old are you now?
35.
All right.
Proudly 35. Every year is a trophy for me. Dude, I grew up playing in punk bands, bro. Playing to literally my mom and my sister were the crowd. You know?
Nice. Give me some punk bands that you love.
Well, I mean, like I was a true pop punk kid.
Okay.
Like that was my real everything when I started, you know.
So
it was
Blink
like
182, that's
I mean,
pop
Blink
punk.
182 was like the gateway. Yeah.
Okay.
So I played drums in bands like my whole life growing up. And I mean, like, like Drive Through Records. I don't know if you ever heard of Drive Through Records, but they had bands like Newfound Glory, The Starting Line, Alistair, like these real like the real like heart of pop punk. I look at it.
Okay.
So like those were the bands that like I really got into, and that was like a gateway, obviously, into like the where that comes from before that.
Mm-hmm.
But that was my true first love, was drums in bands, doing that, and I played the same venues. Like I was in a band called 4 Letter Lie. That was the first band I was signed in, where I played drums, and it was like kind of like a post-hardcore band, and like screaming and singing, and like double kick, breakdown, shit like that. Those venues that I played in with that band, that were like 500 cap, I had played those venues pretty much for like 12 years straight, and finally now leaping up to like 1,500 cap venues.
And that's 1,500 standing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is a lot.
Yeah. It's super a lot.
It's super a lot.
I mean, and I'm just like, the gratitude that I have to be 35 and hitting like what I look at as like big inclines in my career. That's kind of the story that I like want to leave behind for any kids out there that are involved in art or just in life in general. That like life doesn't stop in your 20s.
Did I tell you this guy's got a youthful view of the world or what? The guy thinks he's over the hill at age 35. It's insane. His message is, life isn't over after your 20s. I'm thinking, dude, I'm almost 50 over here, and I'm vibrant. I'm full of life. You know why? It's because I drink water, man. It turns out water's really good for you. And this water company, Liquid Death, is really good for the world. Why? Because they're infinitely recyclable tall boy cans are infinitely recyclable. It's time to bring an end to plastic, people. It's time to drink more water, throw away less plastic, and save the world, man, because the world needs to be young, too. And get this. This company, Liquid Death, they make these just great merch items, like the severed hand collab they did with Martha Stewart, greatest candle of all time. All of their merch is super, super fun and cool, and the Wild Ride listeners get 20% off your first apparel purchase. How about that, folks? 20% off your first apparel purchase if you go to liquiddeath.com/Stevo. Now let's get back to it.
You know?
Oh, wow, okay.
But when did it happen for you? When it was like, was there a plateau and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? And then it just blew up?
It was kind of like it was like a stagnant line that was kind of just like a straight across.
For how long?
Dude, for 10 years, you know, for real. When I quit playing drums in a band, I still play drums to this day on my music, but when I quit playing drums in a band and started doing what I'm doing now, Mod Sun, as like the solo artist, that was around the age of 21. So now being 35, so you know, like that long. And there was little like peaks, but it was mostly like a very slow rise. There was never any like real going down where I felt like I should quit. I've never really felt like that anyway, that it was time to quit, you know? I've always, like, my favorite artist in the whole world is Bob Dylan. So, like, that's who I look at as someone who's, like, 80 years old still releasing albums and going on tours. So I kind of always looked at that as, like, the standard of what an artist should strive for, you know?
I remember when Knoxville told us he wanted to make a fourth Jackass movie.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't get it. I just thought, man, we are just too old for this. Then the more I chewed on it, I remember like responding to this whole group thread with the whole cast on it. I wrote back like, dude, if we're gonna do this, we should have the opening sequence set to a Rolling Stones song.
Oh,
you know, like,
yeah.
But I even had one that I thought would be rad too, of course.
I mean, and how do you feel about that now? The whole like being too old for
dude,
something.
I love it. I love it. I've been terrified of it, and now like I'm just
in what way terrified? Like just like
Well,
what
you
your
don't like
body can
birthdays.
handle.
What I don't like is that I feel like being old in our society is a party foul.
Yeah,
It's party foul.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to think about their mortality. Nobody wants to consider that they're going to end up dead. Nobody wants to even think about they're going to get old. And so to see an old person, it forces people to be reminded of their mortality. And they don't like that. So people don't want to look at old people. And at my core, I am the gnarliest attention whore of all time. And all I want is for people to look at me. So the idea of becoming old, wanting people to look at you, being an attention whore, but at the same time, because you're old, you're a party foul. It's like, that's the ultimate, like, terror to me. It's such a nightmare.
See, and like that's kind of what I was just touching on, is like that's such a true like ism of right now, and I really want to rebuild that. I want to be the part of rebuilding that. I really do, because I feel like too many people think that if you haven't made it in your 20s, then you need to give up. You need to try something else. And I think that I can't stand that, and that's why I'm so proud to say like I am 35 years old.
All right.
Know?
Well, that's the thing in like all the motivational books I've read. They say that most people, like most billionaires or millionaires, didn't hit their stride till they're like 40 or 50 because they stopped trying to get pussy.
Yeah.
and so they wasted all that energy up until 40, like trying to get laid, or like all the energy you put in trying to get laid is like, and then once they got married or once they settled down, like KFC, like, or who, you know, the guy who did Chrysler, Walter P. Chrysler, like all these people started blowing up in their 50s and 60s because they just put all that energy into their passion.
Absolutely. I mean,
That's
there's
epic.
like there's a great story that I've always looked at too about like Jay-Z released his first album when he was 27 years old. His first album, you know, 27, like that. You don't hear about that kind of stuff anymore. But I've always just looked at that as such like an inspiration that life doesn't end there, you know.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I think too that you got to be a little bit careful about your definition of making it.
Yeah.
Because like commercial success, like you know, like even a profile on a public media level, like it's a dangerous metric, you know, compared to just being stoked on what you do. You know, like if you're out there, if you want to become famous, and you're like, I just want to become famous, or if you want to become rich, I just want to become rich.
Yeah.
Then you're off to a problematic start, because all you're worried about is the end, and like so you don't have a legitimate reason to become famous or rich.
Yeah.
But if you're just like, it was so easy for me. Like, I'm an attention whore. I will do anything to get people's attention. Like, I started out from a place of wanting to, like, really deserve, like, a significant reaction from people who see what I do.
Yeah.
And so, like, by putting that
it.
first, then you can get somewhere. But, like, you just have to start out with something that you're genuinely passionate about. I've always said that it doesn't matter what you want. It only matters how fucking bad you want it.
Yeah.
You know, it just matters how bad you want it, that you will move heavens and earth to make it happen. And if that's the case, then if somebody's that passionate about something that they want to pursue, it is not going to occur to that person if they're in their 20s or their 30s, because they're just so ultimately laser focused on that passion for what they want to do.
Yeah.
Like getting laid.
Yeah, right.
When you've definitely maneuvered through a lot of life.
Yeah.
Following your passion.
Yeah.
Has there been times where you've just like lost passion?
Yeah, how old
for
were
it?
you? Like, how old were you when Jeff Tremaine called you and said, like, dude, come to LA?
Jeff Tremaine did not tell me to come to LA. I was living in Florida, and that's when I filmed the first season and a bunch of the seconds. Really, the first 2 seasons of Jackass, I was in Florida, and when I got paid for season 2. There's seasons 2 and 3 combined. I earned $30,000, and they were giving me half of that at the beginning, and I would get half of that when it was done. So after taxes, half of $30,000 was $10,000. I had a check coming for $10,000.
Yeah.
I called up Tremaine and I was like, "Yo, dude, I've never even heard of $10,000, dude. Like, I'm gonna get this check in the mail. I'm gonna put it in the bank, and before that check even clears into my bank account, I will already be in my car driving from Florida to California. I'm coming out there." I was 26.
26.
And Tremaine said, "You're not driving anywhere until you give me a list of ideas for every state between Florida and California. And if your ideas are there for something to shoot in every state, then I'll send out a crew to follow you." So I drove my car, and Trip Taylor and Dimitri rode with me in my car. Trip Taylor and like a crew. So a crew followed behind me in a van, and I filmed in every state.
But
that's so awesome.
So that was 26 years old, and then when you really wanted to make it, you're probably like, the decision was when you're in Albuquerque to like go big, right?
I don't know. Like, I dropped out of college saying I'm going to become a crazy famous stuntman in 1993.
So like 19.
Yeah, but that's why I say you got to be careful about your definition of making it, because in my view, like in say 1994, 1995, I was filming shit with my video camera that I was so stoked on. I was like, dude, people see this, they're fucking blown away, and I'm gonna be dead, but this video will still be playing.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, dude, already, boom, I live forever. I'm immortal.
Yeah.
I'm immortal.
So you were stoked always in the now because you're constantly filming shit. The goal wasn't to be on TV.
I was like, I'm going to get even more shit that's going to be able to play after I'm dead, so I can cheat death and live forever. Yeah. So I didn't even have to like have any kind of actual success to feel like I'd made it. I was just amped on what I was doing.
So is there a definition, do you think, of making it? Does that, because that's kind of what I've thought of the definition of.
Well, I think
is feeling like you're leaving a lot of stuff behind.
Right. I mean,
well, I guess success is like what, financially, emotionally, spiritually. I guess choose one, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, you can't define making it. You definitely cannot. We were talking to Dan Bilzerian on the podcast, and he was describing. Well, he was making so much sense, describing like a person's baseline. Whatever your situation is, you get used to it, and it doesn't do the trick for you anymore.
Yeah.
He's sitting there.
It's like the same thing of gaining a tolerance with drugs. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
100%.
But that doesn't make sense because, like, when we got there, he's like, yeah, I just fucked this AVN chick. It's like, dude, you would think that guy would just want to be fucking 47 chicks a night, like, to get that thrill. Like, how are you just stoked on fucking one chick if you're Dan Bilzerian?
The craziest part was when he says, like, dude, like, if I post a chick on my Instagram, I'm fucking her. He's like, and then he says, I mean, you don't post a picture standing next to another man's car.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh my God. Have you ever been to one of his parties back in the day?
I've not. Have you?
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Are they pretty insane?
Yeah. They
Or
were
is it just
insane.
kinda-
They were
100%.
insane.
It's
They
gotta
were
be.
insane. I mean, it was like right when I had moved out to California that I would be going to those parties, and it was just like giant houses and
Well,
crazy.
he took us into
craziness.
his shower. It looked like a Turkish bathhouse.
Yeah.
Dude,
I mean,
it was like,
it's-
his whole, dude, I loved that guy, man. Like,
Yeah.
we had a blast with that guy, and
He had a rock wall above his pool. It's like, what the
yeah, so
fuck?
cool. So
yeah,
cool.
everything about that dude is pretty epic.
How did you link up with like Dan when you first moved up? Because most people come to LA to like make it and they're struggling. Like you're at Dan's house.
I think. Oh my God, you'll know who
Did you
this
get
is.
there on the Kells
you
card?
know who? No, you know who? You know who was the first person to take me around Hollywood when I moved out here?
Yeah.
Jeremy Rogers,
Jeremy Rogers.
the skateboarder.
The skater.
Okay.
Yeah.
You remember
Okay.
Jeremy Rogers?
I
He was he was super young,
Oh.
and he was on like
he was on
DVS.
Plan
I
B.
think.
Jeremy Rogers was on Plan B.
Was he on Plan B at one point?
Wow, Vinny knows
Oh
more
my
about
God,
skateboarding than me.
we got to talk about Danny Way at some point.
Yeah,
I
for
have
sure.
Danny Way stories, dude.
cool, man.
Yeah.
First off, I like, and, you know, I would be remiss if I didn't ask you what the hell is a thruple, because it's on your
man.
Wikipedia.
Oh,
is
man.
it okay to ask you that?
Yeah.
How does one get into a thruple?
A thruple.
So
Asking
that
for a
was
friend.
that was that was like that. See, I'm gonna navigate through this one because I'm happily engaged, so I like to keep
Right,
it right there
for sure.
But yeah, there was just a crazy time in my life where I was dating one girl who was basically dating another girl at the same time.
Oh, okay.
And so it existed in that kind of world. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I think that was well navigated. Well,
Yeah, we can cut it out later if you don't want to talk about it.
I will. I'll leave it at this. Instead of asking you what is a thruple, I will simply congratulate you on a thruple.
You're like, wait a minute. Speaking of Danny Way, how do you get into a thruple?
So Danny Way. So anyway,
Right.
Super Ram.
So how do you know Danny Way?
So again, that would be through the first meeting of Danny Way would be through Swayze. I went on tour with Swayze before. Do you know Cisco Adler?
Nope.
Or Swayze? Okay. You remember the group Swayze?
Nope.
Baby, would you be my Corona lime? You remember
Yeah.
that song back in the day?
I don't.
Maybe.
Like
You might have heard it.
2006, maybe.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that was a rough year for me. that was the year of.
Do you
me-
remember 2006?
Yeah, there's no
at
music
all?
in the K-hole.
Like the most iconic photo of me was like me laying on the ground in a pile of Whippet containers.
Oh,
I'm like,
yes, the
that was
most iconic
2000.
photo.
Yeah. That was
ever.
2006.
Oh my God, that photo is so
God.
insane, bro.
Yeah, there's a bunch of photos from that.
That might be
same-
the craziest face that a human has ever made. That photo, honestly.
Yeah.
So I met Danny Way through them, and then I was living in Minnesota at the time, but I came out to California. Something fell through, and I got to Hollywood, and I had like linked up with Danny Way. And I called him randomly. I was like, yo, I got nowhere to go. He's like, yo, come down to my house. So I came down to his house I think he was living in San Diego at the time.
Encinitas, yeah.
Was it? Okay. And he...
With the pigs and the,
Yeah,
and
with
the ramp
pigs.
in the front.
With the pig that fucking hated me.
Yeah,
I think he hates everybody.
Bro, the pig
Yeah.
hated me.
I think he had two pigs for some reason.
I
but,
was so scared of that pig. But dude, me and Danny Way made like 2 albums together. He
Wow.
produces music.
Yeah.
And we like I spent like probably 3 weeks at his house, but we made like some crazy music. And he was always like one of my idols growing up. You know, I had posters
yeah.
of him on my wall and shit like that. Yeah, so I just ended up like living at his house for a little bit. We still talk all the time and shit.
Cool,
but,
man.
Yeah, he is definitely one of the first like really spiritual people that I didn't expect to be super spiritual.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's always been my hero.
Yeah.
For sure.
I know.
Like, we're the same age. I was riding a Danny Way skateboard when we were both 14.
Oh my God, I love it,
Yeah.
dude. I love it. Yeah, he's a really special guy, man.
Oh, wait, sorry. I was 15. We were 15.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be
2006.
careful about that. I was riding a Nautis when I was 14. All right. Well, yeah, dude, Danny's epic.
Yeah.
He signed up on me being on XYZ Clothing, which was my first sponsor.
So sick, dude.
My first legit.
What, it was his, like, Tommy ran it by him?
Yeah, I mean, you don't do anything. XYZ was Tommy and Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes, that's killer.
Yeah, I had some XYZ shit.
So, you've got are tickets on sale for this new tour?
Yeah, tickets are on sale.
They're on sale.
Yeah, modsun.com. Yeah.
And how are the ticket sales going?
Good. Touring's a whole different world right now. Like,
right.
Yeah, so basically after COVID, everyone went out onto the road, and
You
it's
couldn't
still
get a
like,
tour bus.
yeah.
Right.
So you know all about that.
Yeah, you couldn't get a tour bus.
Yeah, and like prices for everything have gone up, and everyone is still like in kind of the honeymoon period of still being on tour. So there's like 1 million people on tour at the same time.
Right.
But yeah, it's going really well. I'm about to drop a new album in like on February 3rd. So
This is God Save the Teen.
Yeah, God Save the Teen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God Save the Teen.
How do you travel around? Do you travel on a tour bus?
Yeah.
How many people you roll with?
Like probably like 10 to 12.
And
you know,
you guys are all on the same bus?
Yeah. I fill up all the bunks. Yeah. I have a full band with me, and then like crew and shit like that.
Do you keep the big room in the back?
Yes.
Yeah, you got to.
Definitely, bro. Definitely.
Bert Kreischer said that he insists on sleeping in one of the bunks because he doesn't want
It's
to.
actually good sleep in the bunks. It actually is, but
I feel like I'm sleeping in a coffin.
oh, I know,
So I'm
but
like,
it's like actually a good sleep though. It's so just like
Yeah.
dark and confined. Yeah.
Vinny
Exactly.
sleeps in one of the bunks.
Yeah.
Here. You sleep here.
No.
When nobody's here, he sneaks in here.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with Vincent in
Yes,
karate,
yes.
also known as Skinny Vinny?
Yes. Well, I told him I think we've been in the same room before. I guess we never really like super met, but
Yeah, we have mutual friends.
I know a good friend of his named Chad Tepper.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we like Chad Tepper.
Yeah.
Tepper's the
dude.
homie.
How can you not like Chad Tepper?
Yeah. Chad Tepper loves you, dude.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so and you said you're engaged to be married.
Yeah, engaged.
And
Can you
you're
talk about with who?
And you're
Yeah,
engaged to Avril Lavigne.
Yeah.
Boom. Just went right there. So you're engaged to Avril Lavigne. You know, his relationship sounds like a really good one. And any good relationship has a good bed, babe. So, what's going on with your bed? Is it disgusting? Is it time to get a new mattress? Are you getting the good sleep that you deserve? Well, the good news for you is that you can sleep every bit as well as I'm sleeping lately if you go to helixsleep.com/Stevo. Why is it such a guaranteed thing that you're going to get a great night's sleep with helixsleep.com? Well, because you take a little 2-minute quiz, and man, you might not even know what the perfect mattress is for you, but the people at Helix do. And get this, up to $350 off your order for the listeners of the Wild Ride podcast if you go to helixsleep.com/Stevo. It's time to get a new mattress, man. Plus, it just comes in the mail. I mean, dude, no lugging anything around. You just plop that thing on your bed, you're ready to go. It's sleep time, baby. Helix Sleep. helixsleep.com/Stevo. And again, up to $350 off your order. And you still get 2 free pillows, plus up to $350 off your order. It's insane. Get over to helixsleep.com/Stevo on the double. And let's get back to it.
Yes.
It's crazy,
Another
man.
person that I had posters on my wall.
Yeah, you and me both.
Yeah.
I saw you posted on Instagram. I think you were ice skating.
Yeah.
And like all of a sudden, I'm like, he's ice skating, holding hands with Avril Lavigne. I was like, that was kind of a double take. Like, huh? And then it kind of was like, wow, okay, congratulations, Maud.
Yeah, we met through making music together. So I worked on her last album with her and a guy named John Feldman, the singer Goldfinger.
Sure, love him.
Yeah, dude, Feldy's got to come on here.
Feldy is an epic cat.
Yeah,
that guy is. I know him for many reasons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's a pillar of our community.
100%, bro. Yes, he's helped me so much. So I met her through making music with her, which is like the purest form I would think to meet someone that you're going to be in a relationship with. Because when you're making music, there's like so much you kind of tell your whole story to someone while making the music. So you kind of go into the relationship like really not hiding anything from each other.
Okay.
Especially a thruple. You didn't talk about the thruple on the song.
There was no lyrics about that. No. We pushed that to the side. Cleared that slate.
Yeah, I feel like music, if you're going to do music with somebody or like a movie with somebody where two people like star, they're going to probably hook up because it's such a weird fucking dynamic that they're in.
Yeah.
So, did you join Avril and Kells on that like insane arena tour that they just had?
That tour, yeah. I went out, so we try to not be apart for too long because we both go on tour and stuff. So yeah, I went out and visited her for like 3 weeks on that.
How nuts was that tour?
It was crazy, bro. Did you go see a show?
I did not.
Oh, it was fucking crazy.
I bet.
You would have loved it because I know you love like stadium show. I know you love Motley Crue so much.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just obsessed with the idea of being such a draw that you can sell out an arena.
Yeah, it's pretty insane.
Like, I'm literally obsessed with that, and like to an unhealthy degree. I describe what I'm doing with my touring as marching towards arenas.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like everything is just like how do I build on what I'm doing and grow until I'm in a arena.
Oh, you're totally gonna do it, bro. You're totally gonna do it. Like
I like to think so.
Yeah.
And I've got a little bit of a game plan to get there. But as far as going to shows and arenas, again with the weed, like I'm not like a big concert guy.
Yeah.
Like I've been to like two. I don't know. We went to that
In Buffalo?
In Buffalo, we went to see One Direction. We didn't go when this.
We met up with Josh Devine, beforehand.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's crazy, like stadium shit. Like that's
the rivers were flowing with underage beef. The streets turned into rivers.
Jesus.
That's what it was like trying to get to that stadium.
Yeah, it was, and like to get to the status where like people are so like, because they said that like people just pass out left and right during their show if they see them, and it's like to get to that level.
It's like the Beatles level.
Beatles, I'm sure. Like
I think they got even gnarlier than the Beatles.
With One Direction.
I think so. But whatever.
It's crazy, that and just the production. Like I love seeing someone create an environment on the stage. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. I mean, what other bands have done stadiums? Because there's probably only like a handful. I mean, less than 50 in the world that can sell out a stadium. Would you say
the stadium and the arena are different, right?
Right, stadium is more.
So like
stadium is stadiums where a football team plays, and arenas where a basketball team plays.
Yeah.
But I mean, is that safe to say that there's probably been like under 30 bands that could sell out a stadium, or way more than that?
I would think it's more than that.
Probably like 100 though.
But like not a lot.
No.
In the grand scheme of music.
No. And especially right now, some of the biggest artists that are listened to don't have that same crossover to people coming to see them. It's kind of like the music
Red Hot
industry.
Chili Peppers would.
They might be arena. They might be arena.
I don't think the Chili Peppers are going to be doing a stadium.
You don't think
I think overseas is a little different. I think overseas there might be more of like a stadium kind of thing that happens.
What would you consider the Forum? A stadium or no, an arena?
An arena.
The Forum is for sure an arena.
Yeah.
That's where the.
But what about SoFi? That's
a stadium.
That's a stadium.
For sure.
So like Drake does the stadium.
I just went and saw My Chemical Romance, and they sold out the Forum every night for 5 nights in a row.
5 nights at the Forum.
Yeah. So that probably would equal to a stadium, which is insane.
Yeah. And then what about like a comedy? I mean, who's selling out stadiums? Fluffy did.
But
is that? I mean, Sebastian is.
But Bill Burr did Fenway Park. I saw that. That's a stadium.
Did he sell it out?
I'm sure.
Whoa,
that's so
a lot.
Crazy.
I mean, that's fucking crazy, dude. To be that much of a draw,
right?
To sell out to 30,000 plus people,
bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude.
Who are some of your favorite bands at the moment?
At the moment, I love this band called the 1975.
Yeah.
I think they're like one of the true like real bands out right now. That band Turnstile. Have you listened to Turnstile?
Sick.
I feel like you might like them.
Yeah, I need to get into some new
Turnstile
music.
is really good.
Yeah.
Can I ask you this? Are you familiar with BAM's Eavesdroppers album?
Dude, I've heard you talk about it so many times.
It's so good.
I have to listen to it. Yeah. I've heard you talk about it so many times, bro.
We've got a.
Is it just online or what?
No, we got.
No, I don't think you can get it online.
That's what the problem was. I think I tried to look and find it at one point.
I know, dude. It's like we were in Europe and we were living on a tour bus, just me and Scott. It was this double-decker tour bus.
It was Justin Bieber's tour bus.
The last person I was Justin Bieber.
Dude, I still haven't been on a double-decker one.
He sells out stadiums, right? Justin Bieber?
For sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah. I mean, he had like 16 buses for himself.
That's
like
so crazy.
Yeah, I mean, dude, it's outrageous. But I like to do that. Tell me what you think about this theory. Somebody asks me, what kind of music do I like? And I think that's a stupid question. Because with music, it's almost less about whether you like the music than whether you are familiar with the music. Because there's no way around it. If you hear a certain song enough times, then you become invested in that music. That music, you have associations with that music. You take the place you are in your life at the time, the feelings that you're having, and they become bonded with that music. That's why if you hear a song for the first time in many years, it will literally take you back. It will
100%.
Bring back those feelings.
100%, yeah.
So we have associations
Jonestown Massacre
with music.
Whoa.
Right. So
Whoa.
That's the band.
So good. Dude, have you seen Dig?
No.
The movie?
Yeah. Wait.
About Brian Jonestown and
I've heard about
the
it.
Dandy Warhols?
I heard. No, tell me.
Oh, dude, it's like the craziest music documentary I've ever seen.
that
It's like the
sounds
Dandy
fun.
Warhols and Jonestown Massacre were like best friends at the start. And then the Dandy Warhols went and signed to like a giant major label, got like David LaChapelle to do a video for them. And Jonestown Massacre stayed like super underground, and they ended up hating each other. But it's all filmed. It's all documented from when they were best friends. Like documented over 7 years, and they like get into giant fights where dude was like going outside their concerts, being like the Dandy Warhols suck, and all. It's crazy.
I love a good documentary.
Oh, it's one of the best music documentaries I've ever seen.
Dude, epic.
Mixed with I have to throw this in. Have you seen Searching for Sugar Man?
Ooh.
Well, yes.
That's the one about Rodriguez, the artist Rodriguez.
No.
I don't think I have
saw
seen
a
that.
documentary. What's it about?
Okay, I
Yeah.
can't. You have to watch it, so I can't because it's
Okay,
the
we
most.
won't ruin it.
It's the most crazy flip in history of music, but it's about an artist
Yes, I've seen it.
that was regarded as like going to be one of the biggest artists in the world, and then
He got-
something happened.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I will walk back what I said about it's not about if you like the music. Because, of course, you have to like
Steve,
the music.
I love you so much, bro. Your fucking mind is so
You got-
awesome.
You gotta like-
Bookmark that.
Right.
Hold on.
You gotta like the music too. But because of this dynamic where music like it's a fusion of your life experience and this art that you're consuming. You know, like you literally, it's like music is like a floppy disk upon which you store your life experience. And like with that in mind, one of my favorite things that I aspire to do is to take an album and just listen to nothing but that album religiously on repeat for even weeks on end. And I like to do that if I go on an international trip, so that trip will always be bonded to that music.
So great.
And it was in Europe. I did this with Bam's Eavesdroppers album. So it just takes me back to that trip.
Yeah, I've done that with albums before too.
Yeah, so I want, when you recommended
Turnstile.
1975.
All right, Vinny, Vinny's a tastemaker over here. He's also a real cocksman. You wouldn't think of it. How much do you weigh, Vinny?
Shit, I gained 20 pounds on the road, so I'm up at 290.
290.
Yeah.
How much did you lose?
And
But I lost 130.
Wow.
I didn't ask you that to make you feel bad.
No, for sure. Yeah, yeah.
I just like it's crazy that he.
How did you lose 130 pounds?
I did keto really gnarly for like a year. Yeah. I saw myself on camera for the first time and I almost puked. So I was just like, I need to do something about this.
That's crazy.
I look so
I've
bad.
been eating nothing but beef for the last like month and a half.
Wow.
Yeah. There's this thing called the lion diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like super
And
crazy.
you notice a difference?
Yeah. 100%.
Really?
A lot. Yeah.
Hey, let me ask you. You lived next door to the Sublime drummer.
Yes.
Did
in Long Beach.
Do you keep in touch with him? Does he know who you are? Does he?
No, I haven't talked to him in a really long time. And it was like the original drummer of Sublime.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So not like the one that would be known by everyone around the world. It was like the original drummer.
garage band drummer.
Yes. And that was, so when I was in like 11th or 12th grade. I think it was 12th grade. I got in a lot of trouble in high school. Like my mom just couldn't take it. Like I was raised by my mom and my sister. My dad lived in Long Beach, and my mom couldn't take it, so she sent me out to live in Long Beach, which was like
even worse.
The worst idea she's ever had. Like, my dad was.
You get in trouble in Minnesota, moved to Long Beach in the 90s.
And right by Cherry Park, bro.
Yeah.
Right by Cherry Park. So I was skating all the time, like the Long Beach Nine Stair, all that. But my dad's next door neighbor was the first person who opened up a dispensary in Long Beach. So basically, I just started like trimming weed for him when I moved out there, and that became like my job.
And do you think that influenced you to be a drummer, or were you drumming before that?
No, I was drumming before that. Yeah,
and that's how you guys.
But that made me become a giant pothead, definitely at that time. Yeah.
Were you smoking before you started cutting for him?
Yeah, a little bit. But then it was like weed in Minnesota compared to weed in Long Beach, California. Yeah. Then it was like a giant leap. Yeah.
What kind of drugs were you doing in Minnesota?
Like in high school, it was really just like, I mean, got a little bit into cocaine in high school, but it was really just like weed and
pills.
Mushrooms here and there. No, never really did pills. But this was also like 2004 in Minnesota. Weed was, it was like outlawed. You know, It really was. Like, it's changed so much now, right? But it was like really looked at as like taboo at that time. So I was just like skipping school, getting in a lot of trouble, and my mom just could not like raise me anymore. Yeah, so she sent me to Long Beach, and that was a turning point.
Wow. I'm dying to know, like, that you do live in just like a crazy house.
It's a beautiful house. It's not like it's more of like a beach house, right? Okay. It's like super deep, and like pretty much on the water, and it's definitely beautiful. But like my girl's also like really clean, the opposite of me. Right. So it's like immaculately like set up and my perfect
girl's really
like
clean
that
too.
What's your favorite room in the house?
I mean our bedroom. Yeah, bedroom. We have like a little back house studio that's rad too, that I'm in a lot. But
do you surf?
Dude, because now living out in Malibu, I'm like forcing myself to. I've never been a beach guy. Right. Like I've lived out in California now for like 8 years, and there's never been a moment where I was like, I'm gonna go chill at the beach today. You know, like being from Minnesota, I'm such like into the countryside and into the forest and shit like that. But I tried to start surfing like a year ago, and like I got up, like I could ride it. I just couldn't carve in yet.
It's tough, dude.
Do you surf?
I do, and I'm bad at it.
You surf well,
but you get up.
I can get up.
Yeah.
Depending on the.
But can you go sideways and carve and shit?
I can fire down the line in the pocket.
That boy. That's where I'm gonna get to. But I really want to want to get into surfing.
Yeah.
Fire down the line.
You're gonna surf the river.
We're going up to Bend, Oregon.
Yeah, that's gonna be so much fun.
Surfing.
You can surf in the river?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a crazy spot.
It's gonna be so
I'm
cold.
dying to know how it works. If like you got to pay for a session or something, you would think.
You probably have to pay for a pass in the park and.
Yeah.
You know,
it's gonna be weird.
Do you have a life-changing or favorite book that you read?
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. In my favorite book, it questions why we put into our bodies absurd substances posing as food. Think about that. I mean, I put ridiculous things in my body, like Rice Krispie treats, okay, cookies, cake, not good for you, bad nutrition. But thankfully, there's AG1 from Athletic Greens. It's this powder supplement, okay? 1 scoop goes into a pint of water to start my day, which makes me hydrated, and it fills the gaps in my diet. Why? Because it's loaded with 75 different vitamins, minerals, whole food sourced superfoods, probiotics, adaptogens, and it's delicious. It's all of the nutrition that you need, one-stop, convenient, comprehensive nutrition. And again, it's totally delicious. And if you go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo, then you can get 5 comprehensive daily nutrition travel packs, plus an entire year's supply of immune-boosting vitamin D. It's the best deal going. It's the best thing for you. That's life-changing. So go to athleticgreens.com/Stevo to get this killer deal. And not only is it good for nutrition, it's good for gut health, cognitive health. It's good for everything. Babe, get on over to athleticgreens.com/Stevo. Let's get back to it.
100%. On the road, Jack Kerouac.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
I read that. I really liked it.
Yeah, it changed everything. Like I said, like Bob Dylan being my favorite artist, his life was like changed by that book. So I like to whoever my heroes are, I like to look into like the rabbit hole of what inspired them. So like that, and then my favorite writer is probably Charles Bukowski, as far as like
The Post Office and Ham on Rye, and I read all of his stuff.
Yeah.
I was like I like Charles Bukowski because I was like a big drunk.
Yeah. To me
And
too.
like I like romanticized about being like
too.
a fall down drunk.
Yep.
And like that whole and plus when like Ham on Rye and The Post Office, it was all in LA, and he would bring up things in Pasadena, and I would be like, yeah, I was just there drinking like crazy, and
oh dude, The Post Office, the
it's
junkie
so good. With Burroughs,
Yeah.
and then I started reading all those books.
Right, William Burroughs, yep.
But Ham on Rye changed my life because I went from hating books to loving books. And I was like, man, like this is fantastic. And I just started reading everything I could.
Yeah, that's what On the Road did for me. That's what On the Road. And then I like really On the Road got me into writing books. I have 6 books out right now. And
Wow.
Where can we get them?
If you go to modsun.com, modsun.com, and like self-publish all of them. I have a publishing company that I've done some books for other people too, like Riff Raff. We did a poetry book for him, which is pretty legendary. Yeah.
Riff Raff.
Yeah, Riff Raff.
I follow Riff Raff on Instagram, and I'm not sure. I think he might follow me too.
Oh, I'm sure he does, dude. I'm sure Riff Raff loves you. Another person you should have out here.
Yeah,
that would be a great conversation.
That would be a killer one.
Yeah,
That's cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What about you, Vinny? You have a book that changed your life?
Dude, I don't read.
I'm too busy crushing beef.
Yeah,
man,
he doesn't have time to read.
there's not enough hours in the day.
Crazy.
I'm just like, you know.
What about you?
It just baffles you, huh, Steve?
I'm always conversations with God. Book one.
Before that, though, would probably be Ishmael.
Ishmael was a big one.
What about growing up as a kid? Call of the Wild.
I liked My Side of the Mountain.
Yeah.
I had this like crazy fantasy of running away from home and living off the land. So My Side of the Mountain was a big one. I remember in grade school they read books to
Where the Red Fern Grows.
Yeah, they read Where the Red
grade.
Fern Grows to us. 5th grade sounds about right.
What is Conversations with God? I've heard you talk about that.
Dude, it's epic.
Neil Donald Walsh.
Yeah. Neil Donald Walsh, who we have reached out to have on this podcast.
Yeah, he's in Ashland.
Yeah, it's a guy who published this book that was on the New York Times bestseller list for a record almost 3 years.
Wow.
So, like, there's something to it. But what it is, he had a debilitating accident. He lost his job. He couldn't like provide for his family. He was just in a place of like severe frustration and strife, and he had a habit of writing letters to people that he would never necessarily send, but this was how he processed things he was going through.
Yeah.
And he was in such a state one day, and he just thought, you know what, like, screw it, I'm gonna write a letter to God. And he just, like, to vent his frustrations, and he just wrote, God, like, and they go, why is my life so difficult, like, why is, you know, like, all this stuff. And the story is that as he wrote this, he intuitively got a response, which was, do you really want questions to these, or do you really want answers to these questions, or are you just venting? And so he wrote down these answers that he was intuitively getting, and that became this dialogue. So it's a dialogue between him and God, and he writes it all down. And it's like a kind of a tough pill to swallow, and a lot of people would call it blasphemy to suggest that this guy is, you know, writing the words of God. But as difficult as that is, keep in mind this book was on the New York Times bestseller list for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
I think it was like 140 weeks or something.
Wow.
Like, it's a record, I believe. And it absolutely changed my life. It fundamentally changed the way I view the universe. And I say it all the time, and I love it. And it was a trilogy, book 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, I'm totally gonna check it out.
So book 1 is about like for the individual. Like book 2 is for like humanity maybe, or whatever. And then book 3 is like the whole.
Well, we saw him, and he was writing book number 4.
He did. He was promoting book number 4.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's put like 20 books out now.
Yeah, he put 20 books out. But the cool thing is like an audio version.
Yeah.
Because on the on book 1 on the audio, or I guess on both of them, God's voice switches from a man to a woman like just randomly throughout.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super cool.
Wow. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
It's epic. It's super epic. Yeah, dude. What else do we want to talk about, man? You guys have been killer. Vinny's doing a great job on the
Vinny,
podcast.
you have anything to?
All right, so Tepper was telling me a story about when the first time Jackass met you.
Yeah.
And you guys were pranking Zach because
What did we do?
you're like, Zach, don't look Modson in the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like Zach like accidentally looked you in the eyes and you just started freaking out.
Oh yeah, I committed to the bit completely.
Yeah.
Which was really hard for me to do. I really don't do shit like that with people, and I was just like, I freaked out on him. I remember that. That was the first time I met him.
Yeah.
Jackass is awesome, bro.
Where was
Zach's
that?
a shit.
I think it was at my house.
Yeah.
I think it was at my house. Chad Tepper was living with me for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny as
Yeah,
fuck,
I talked to Tepper
bro.
today. He's like, bring up that story.
Nice.
You guys put that on Instagram or something, right?
I don't know if they did. Yeah, I don't think so.
Jackass has been killing it, man.
Yeah.
It's so fun to see.
Yeah.
It's great what you guys did with everyone, bringing all the new kids in and shit.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we should all meet up in Malibu and surf.
Bro, please come hang out with me in Malibu.
Yeah.
I need friends out there. I definitely do.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to get my exercise game on.
I got to get my exercise.
I was
game on, too.
just up.
I'm back on it.
I was just up in the hills above.
Wait,
the
I
house
thought it was
with
a leaf
chainsaw.
blower.
It's a legit chainsaw, dude.
Bro, how the noise level.
Are you gonna turn it on?
Oh, sorry, Wendy. I didn't mean to do that.
Get that thing away from me, man. He like accidentally hit my ankle.
Dude, it would not be right if I came on here and you
Yeah.
didn't turn a chainsaw on and have a machete.
Yeah, dude. Like,
What were you doing?
I was clearing
Juggling them?
the hiking trail. Sorry, Wendy, good girl. The trail had the cacti, the same cacti that Jackass rode the skateboard down, and he went into the.
That's back there?
Yeah, it's the cacti like was grown all into the path, so it's like hard to hike all the way up to the Hollywood sign.
Yeah.
Without getting thorns in you.
Yeah.
So I was clearing away and dude. Every time I go up there, it reminds me that the gnarliest stunt ever was Jackass going into those cacti.
Bro.
You consider that the gnarliest one ever?
I mean, dude.
That's a heavy
You
statement.
said it was
do it?
stuck.
I mean,
You said it
would
was
I do
stuck
it?
for a while.
Okay.
In that same position, yeah, I would have done
So
it.
you want to recreate?
Fire Angels. Maybe Fire Angels ended up being gnarlier.
It ended up being gnarlier, but like the anticipation would be
Yeah.
probably the cactus stunt because you
I
know
mean,
it's gonna
yeah.
suck.
It's a tall statement to say it's the gnarliest stunt ever, but dude,
Dude, it's heavy.
going into those cactus,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah,
Heavy.
you said it was stuck and you were trying to
And then he was, like, trying to get
wax
out.
it out or something, wasn't that?
Well,
I
dude, he was trying to get out of it, and like he was like putting his hand down on other cactuses to get out, and he couldn't. So he's like, like every movement he would
Yeah.
make instinctively to get out of the situation, he would just keep fucking.
Dude, it was gnarly, dude. But yeah, I'll take you up there, man. It's epic.
Oh yeah, I gotta see it.
It's super. What size shoe are you?
Like 9?
Oh, you're a
9.5, 10?
9.5. Okay, sick,
Yeah.
dude. That's the same as me.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't do too well trying to get up there in those combat boots.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll do it. We'll be
yeah,
good.
sick. And then we get up there, you can take an epic photo with the Hollywood sign.
It's right there.
I mean, yeah, it's like kind of in the background, but yeah, it's sick.
So do you like living over here in this area?
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Plus, this hike is like the best thing about the whole deal.
Yeah.
There's a little secret at the top.
Yeah.
Speaking of shoes,
Yeah.
Oh.
well, do you want to do that, or you want to do?
I'm gonna include that in the same.
All right. Well, speaking of shoes, on my part, I'm going to give away another pair of shoes.
Okay, we might as well announce that nobody did anything impressive to earn your Nike Air Jordans.
I know, dude. So many kooks just DMing
I remember you
me.
saying that.
Nobody. I said it a creative way, and people were reaching out to me on LinkedIn. People would DM my brother. People would DM Knoxville. I mean, there's nothing creative about it.
So I asked Scott, like, who won? Like, what was the raddest thing? And Scott says nobody did anything even remotely creative. So I thought to myself, what would I do if I wanted to win the shoes? And I was like, oh well, I would like get like a green sheet and like climb like I would make it with a green screen that I was climbing out of the shoe, and then I would edit, in the editing, I'd make myself become a big giant and then pick up the shoe and say thanks, Scott Randolph, for the
Yeah.
You know, like, and so I did it like super easy.
Yeah,
I
and
did
the
it
video
in-
was rad too.
I did it in literally one take.
And you also brought out a guy to help film.
Then I thought, Lux called me out. She said that it wasn't fair because I was using sophisticated editing and green screens, and then
So you won.
Not everybody has access to that. So I tried to do another version where there was no green screen. It was just a depth perception thing
Yeah.
where I climbed up the shoe and then jumped into it, and I did it, but it was lame.
Okay, so then you won because you actually did
won.
it.
I won.
And
So
people
I'm
would say it's rigged, but it's not. You actually did the video, and I gave
Oh,
him
dude,
you.
I blew it out. I won by a mile. There's
And
not
you gave
even-
him the shoes?
So I gave Steve the
I'm
shoes.
the current owner of the shoes, but I don't want them
Why don't you want them?
because I'm an animal guy and they're made out of leather.
So what are you gonna do with them?
I'm gonna post a video with showing what I did to win the shoes, and now that they're mine, I'm gonna invite people to win the shoes from me without harassing all of our associates and loved ones with unsolicited messages. Like that turned into a nightmare. You were like, get a hold of me. Everybody you know, everybody I know.
Knoxville screenshotting like, hey, this fucking guy messaged. Oh my god, I'm so
bugging
sorry, dude.
Knoxville about it. Like everybody's bugging everybody about it. I don't want anybody reaching out to anybody else. Just do your creative thing and tag me.
Yeah,
There you go.
I would
tag
even.
me, and I go through my Instagram tags. You know, I see all that.
And while we're in the spirit of giving things away, I have some Kyrie Irvings that I don't want.
Kyrie, what's
Am I
that?
saying that right?
Kyrie Irving, yeah.
So
Kyrie, yeah.
are they Nikes?
Yes.
Okay, so I have Nike Kyrie
Yes,
Irvings.
yeah.
They're like the floral print. And
When did you get those?
I'm a shoe head, dude. Am I a sneakerhead or a shoe head?
you're a sneakerhead.
Dude, what's that?
There you go.
So I'm a sneakerhead now, and the way to win this one, it's really near and dear to my heart. If you go to walmart.com and buy Stevo's hot sauce for your butthole and screenshot the proof of purchase with a 5-star review, you might have a chance to win.
Wow. I
But
like
you
it.
can't get a hold of me on social media because I'm off. So go ahead and tag Steve in it,
tag
and Steve will pick the winner.
I'll say this: any tag or any post I see that shows a 5-star review for a proven purchase of hot sauce for a butthole, I will double tap that. I mean, I double tap everything that I see.
Especially on Walmart.com because that's gonna be big.
I mean, anytime somebody buys merch from steveo.com and posts anything with it, like without fail, I always double tap that.
Okay.
Problem is that people don't understand that I don't see it if they just put my handle in the caption.
yeah.
You have to actually tag.
Yeah.
Because the volume of stuff, like I don't see you got to tag. I see everything that I'm tagged in properly.
All right, and then how do people go get tickets to the Mod Sun tour?
That's modsun.com.
And stevo.com. We're gonna add a little link there as well. Yeah, modsun.com. MODSUN. Modsun stands for Movement on Dream, Stand Under None. So yeah, MODSUN.com.
Movement on Dream, Stand Under None.
Yeah,
I like that, dude.
yeah.
Killer, man.
I like
Well,
it.
Dude,
Man,
thanks for being a fan of the
See,
podcast.
I am a fan of the podcast, and just I do have a question whether you leave this in or not. But like, so I'm 3 years, 8 months, 7 days sober without drinking or drugs.
no weed?
So that's been about like a year and a half. of
Okay.
no
Wow.
weed.
Congrats, dude.
So like it's to me, you know, it really seems to be getting more difficult,
Okay.
right? And was there did you go through that similar around this time? And is there just like
I am a big fan of the 12-step process.
right?
And I think that it's demonstrable, the validity of it, because millions and millions of people have come before us.
Yeah.
And basically the proof is in that.
Yeah.
There's a book which outlines the 12-step
Right.
process, and nobody's ever tried to rewrite it. Nobody, there's just one book since 1939.
Yeah.
And then, the consensus is they got it right, and the people who follow that book. So the book outlines the 12-step process, and the point at which I believe the obsession to drink alcohol and take drugs is lifted comes when one completes a thorough 5th step. I think that like just going by that, you know, like that step 4 is where you make an inventory of everything that upsets you, and like it's pretty incredible the way everything that upsets you falls into 3 categories. There's resentment. You know, if you're like just pissed off at somebody, then that's upsetting. There's fear, and there's guilt. So the inventory process.
Well, harm's done to others.
That brings guilt. You feel guilty because you harmed somebody.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So so you make a list of everything that you can think of that you feel resentful about. You make a list of everything you can think of that you feel fearful about. You make a list of everything you can think of that you feel guilty about. And then, you know, you take these lists. That's step 4. You take these lists to somebody and you talk through it all with them.
Okay.
Get it all off your chest. And the idea is that you break down what your part is in the resentments. You break down what like appropriate indicated action you can do to address your fears. And in this process, you really dismantle everything that screws you up. You take the power out of everything that upsets you.
Yeah.
And once you've done that, like, you know, like the edge is taken out. Like everything that you're using the drugs and alcohol to soothe is soothed.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the difference is that like if you haven't done that and you're not drinking or doing drugs, you're like what they say is like white knuckling it.
Yeah.
And so it's like that stuff's still inside of you. You're just not covering it up anymore, so it probably will get harder.
Yeah.
And it's just maybe eating you alive. And then when you do take the power to that, or like when you let go of like a secret and like telling somebody, that takes a lot of the power out of it too. And then for me, when I did that, like my life got better and better. But up until that point, and I was sober, it's just like, it's like I had an infection inside of me and I wasn't numbing out to like, to be distracted by it. Like I was finally not doing drugs, and then like the infection was like, oh fuck, it's like painful inside.
Yeah.
It just kept getting more painful and painful. And I think the steps is like cutting you open, doing the work is like, you know, having a doctor kind of clean you out and stitch you back up. You're getting the infection out.
I've heard people say, I never suffered from alcoholism until I got sober.
Yeah.
Right, and that's like because because the drinking alcohol and taking drugs is not the disease. That is, if anything, a remedy for the disease. That's a symptom of the disease. The disease is centered in our mind, and the characteristics of the disease are restless, irritability, discontent. Like we're just plain uncomfortable in our own skin, and we need to soothe that discomfort. So we cover it up with drugs and alcohol. You take away the drugs and alcohol, you still have the disease. So you got to do something to address that discomfort, to dismantle the ills of the disease. And that's where the inventory process comes. You literally do an inventory of everything that makes you uncomfortable. And it's the raddest thing.
It is. It's super rad. Was the 4th really difficult for you?
Oh my God. I got the 4th step blues and landed up in a psych ward.
Oh, really? Yeah.
After you wrote it or before or during?
I went back and forth between steps 4 and 5. You know, I would write out a bunch. I would go and talk through it. I'd go back and write more. I'd go back and talk through it.
Now, were you, for the 4th, were you going back as far as you could, like,
Sure.
Of course.
as long as you could remember?
Of course.
Yeah.
Well, you did it?
Well, no, because at first I was just like, dude, I was fucking 8 years old.
That's where like some of the, you know, what do they say? If it's hysterical, it's historical. So it's like it comes from somewhere.
For sure. But yeah, every time I would go to my sponsor to do the 5th, and he would be like, no, like you need more. You need to go back further.
Yeah.
Because
the more data that you can crunch, the more effective the process is.
Yeah.
Like you get out of it what you put in. So if you like really thoroughly put everything that's ever bothered you into it.
Yeah.
And what's great about doing this process is that as you get into it, as you break down all of these things on your inventory, patterns emerge. And you realize, oh my God, like I always trip myself up by doing this. So you identify patterns, you identify behaviors which don't serve you. And they call it uncover, discover, discard. And you just kind of let go. But the problem I had and why I wound up in the psych ward for the second time with 3 months of sobriety, I had in my inventory, I just put down, like, I was looking at things that I had done that I just felt like a terrible person for having done in my harm done others inventory. The things I felt guilty about, and I just arrived at the conclusion that I was a terrible person and did not deserve forgiveness, and that the only thing that was going to work was I had to kill myself.
Fuck.
And I was at one of our meetings, and I'd shared that. I said, all of the work I'm putting into my steps, I feel like I'm just getting out self-hatred. I just feel like I hate myself, I can't forgive myself, and I just want to blow my brains out.
Now, how long did that
How many
feeling?
months in? Yeah.
I was 3 months sober at that time.
But how long did that feeling last? That self-hatred from doing that?
Well, that meeting took place on hospital grounds that had a psych ward on those. So the good people of the group they lovingly walked me across the grounds to the psych ward where I
You
checked
said you wanted to
myself
kill
in.
yourself?
Yeah. And I was with it. I was like, hey, I need to be in here.
Yeah.
So I checked myself into that psych ward.
They're like pillboys back.
While I was in that psych ward, and I couldn't get out for like 3 weeks, but while I was in there, I was reading that same book, which is, which outlines the 12 steps. And there's a chapter in that book, which I was reading it. And it says that the history of every alcoholic is plagued with specters of, the things. Every alcoholic has a history of things that they've done. They're humiliating, tragic, like sad, even like funny, but the sum total of any alcoholic's past, like, is comprised of a lot of stuff that you would think. You gotta, like, it says, one would think that the past of an alcoholic, that future happiness was dependent upon forgetfulness of the past. Like, you'd be so ashamed of what you've done in your past that you can never be happy in your future unless you're able to swipe it all under the rug, load it up into the closet, throw away the key, and never think about it ever again if you're going to be happy after you've done all that crap. It says, but our history shows the exact opposite. That, in fact, the tragic, humiliating, upsetting past of the alcoholic is actually one of the greatest, if not the absolute greatest asset to the alcoholic, because having overcome that terrible past, now the alcoholic is equipped to help other people overcome their own past by rising above it, moving forward, moving past it. Now we can help others do the same. That's why the book says, no matter how far down the scale we have gone, that we'll see how our past can be useful to others. So in that reading of that, I was reading that book, I'm in the psych ward, I just think I'm a terrible, it just kind of clicked for me, like, oh, maybe, like, all this awful crap that I did, which I feel so just terrible about, and I feel like I can't forgive myself. Maybe the answer isn't to kill myself. Maybe the answer is to just stop being that terrible person. Like, that's what the inventory process is for, is uncover, discover, discard. Like, maybe I just let go of that. That's the whole point. Don't dwell on, like, how ashamed I am, but just stop being that. Stop doing that. And so when I got out of that psych ward, I checked myself back into rehab again. I started over from scratch, and I just took the position that I don't want to be that guy anymore. And that then I shifted my motivation, my perspective, and ever since then, it's just, and really that same shame of all that crap I did became the fire under my ass to stay sober for the right reasons.
What are you thinking about when he says that?
That is just like a great example for me to know. I mean, first off, that, like, I didn't do the steps. I haven't done the steps. So, like, first off, I think that's like the real big move that I need to do. The second is that, like, you seem to have this idea that, see, like, my biggest thing that keeps fucking with my head is that I'm at the point now where it's almost like there was like a high from getting sober and proving to myself that I could do that, and it seems like that's somehow running low, and now I feel like I'm like was more interesting or more fun or something being fucked up, and I know that's wrong. I know that's wrong, and I can say it out loud. It's just about I need to convince myself, and I just look at what you're saying with like you have this real passion behind you that like, I mean, you've lived one of the craziest lives of anyone I've ever known.
Yeah, that part was easy for me because looking at my professional career before I got sober, like I put a lot of work into developing a skill set that I could utilize for, you know, the style of entertainment that, you know, that I became known for.
Yeah.
I put a lot of effort into it. There was like some legitimate skill behind it. There was a lot of creativity. It wasn't just dumb, you know, there was work and there was creativity. And it gradually, as I got worse with drugs and alcohol, it devolved. And by the end, I was just, look how wasted I am. Like, oh, and it was like, Steve-O peed on this, you know, like, it was just, where could I be inappropriate, pull out my wiener, pee on something. Like, Steve-O peed on a red carpet, you know, like, Steve-O smoked pot here. Like, there was just like,
Smoked on an airplane.
Right, smoked on an airplane. It just became kind of pathetic that gone was the real creativity, gone was the effort, I just became a sad, pathetic guy, you know, and it's scary to get sober, but I mean, I've demonstrated like many times over to the power of the nth degree that I'm far more creative,
for sure,
and fun,
yeah,
and sobriety than I was, particularly at the end of my run with drugs and alcohol. Yeah. So, I mean, I would submit to you that if you feel like you're going to be more fun, creative, interesting on drugs and alcohol, I mean, in our literature it says, head on over to the nearest bar room and see what happens. You know, like, I've trouble believing that there's going to be any.
Yeah, because if I think about drinking, I'm not thinking about like drinking. I'm thinking about getting fucked up. And like, I was talking with my therapist, and I said, "Man, dude, like, I just wish I could be normal and drink like a 6-pack of beer a night and chill." She's like, "That's funny that like you think that's normal." And I was like, "It's not." And she's like, "That's you're thinking." Like, I fantasize about getting. I don't fantasize about enjoying the hit of weed. It's like I just fantasize about being fucking blazed on the beach all day. Like that's what I think about. You know, it's not enjoyable. I think about the most extreme of like crawling and being a fall down drunk.
Yeah,
you know, and like falling asleep in a dumpster.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
I
it's
want
romanticized, like we were talking about, like Bukowski and all that. You know,
I want to be so like crazy on drugs that I haven't slept for 3 days, and that like people are walking around who aren't actually there.
Yeah, you don't want to just lying. You want to be up for you think about the 5th day, how fun that would be. You know, it's like
so
the thinking's off.
Yeah,
right. And the other thing too, that like people who are not alcoholic never wonder if they're alcoholic. You know, like, yeah, I'm not sure, but, you know.
It's like, you know how somebody's an alcoholic? If it's like, my sister's a normie, and if I was like, dude, when's the last time you drank? She'd be like, I don't know, like 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, Maud, when's the last time you drank? You're like, 3 years, 7 days, 6 hours, and 14 minutes. Exactly. It's
so
obsession,
true,
you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, bro. Exactly.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, the other thing, too, and this is, I say this a lot, that in my view the worst situation to be in is to kind of be alcoholic. You have alcoholism but not too bad, because in that situation there's no like black and white definite like need to address it, and because there's not that, it's not that bad, it can go on, and it does go on because it's not that bad, so you never do anything about it, and like it's just bad enough to slow you down, to compromise your ability to accomplish your goals.
You're talking about like the functioning addict.
Yeah, like
eating soup with a fork.
It's just bad enough to interfere with your relationships, to make you not realize your potential.
Yeah,
you know, but not bad enough that it's got to stop. So it continues, and years slip through your fingers, and then the years turn into decades, and next thing you know, you're like old, and you think, damn, I blew it.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you have alcoholism so dramatically badly that it has to be addressed. And that was the boat I landed in. Very lucky to land in that boat, because I was 33 years old and I had to do something about it.
Yeah.
Now I'm coming up on 15 years of not being impeded by drugs and alcohol.
God,
And by for 15 years, I've largely been able to focus my energy and my ability on what I want to do. Now, of course, to Scott's point, that like chasing pussy around, it like really impedes one's ability to accomplish their goals. But then I addressed that too, and now I've got this great relationship with my girl, and like there's no distractions. So I'm like a laser, just like like laser focused, and nothing's in my way wasting my time and so like to me. That's the ultimate.
People like when they talk about heaven, hell, or like purgatory, like the in between. Like my definition of hell would be being high as fuck with another person that's high as fuck, talking about like dreams, like I can't wait to do this. Like that would be my definition of hell.
Oh, dude, I was in that hell for a decade.
And it's like, okay, dude, like we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and then it's like, or being 50 or 60 talking about the glory days. It's like right now in my life it's full, and there's goals and there's things to look forward to on a daily basis. Like that's why I got sober. I one of the things I talk about is I tried really, really fucking hard to travel the world when I was getting fucked up. And like, I maybe did like 10 countries, and I was like broke, and I was just kind of like, I'd be in Germany sleeping on the floor, on a park bench with a newspaper over me, or like just fucking staying at a shitty hostel and trying to work for 2 weeks to, in Ireland, whatever. And then when I got sober, we've been to like 40 countries together. It's just kind of like things just happen so easily. Where it's like it's not like when I try my hardest to do something when I'm fucked up and I'm in the wrong state of mind, like I said, eating soup with a fork. It's like you're just working so hard to fucking not get full, and then once you kind of like just give up and be like, all right, fuck it, I surrender, shit just pops off.
Yeah.
We're big fans of sobriety.
I mean, my whole life changed when I changed. It really did.
Yeah.
And then
you met the one.
Yeah, well, that 100%. That, and then I mean, just everything in my life. I mean, just my mom being like, I look at you and I feel like I have my son back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was like a big thing. But there was just such a, and this is what I need. Hearing all this is so great because, like I said, and it's probably, I mean, you guys could tell me it's probably the wrong way to think about it. Is that like there was so much. Like I said, like a high attached to the fact of proving to myself that I could do it. Whereas
pink cloud.
That's I got to be done with that, right? And just realize that it's more to it than just the proving to myself.
Here's the thing, and I think this is probably the most important.
I feel broken like at this point right now with just like not knowing how to move forward. Like everything felt like I was moving forward at such a great rate, and I just like don't want to end that.
Whether one is an alcoholic or not, take that completely aside. And we're not talking about addiction on any level. We're just talking about being a human being.
Okay.
I think that most people's biggest problem is that they have not identified the thing that they are just ultimately passionate about. Mm-hmm. Because it is impossible to hit a bullseye if you are not aiming at a target. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people just don't have they don't have a purpose. They don't have that thing that they want to do. And so without identifying a goal, it's impossible to accomplish a goal. So people are just kind of wandering through life without like a goal. And that's the biggest problem, I think. Mm-hmm. You got to identify what it is that you're passionate about, and then life takes on this magical purpose and this opportunity to be fulfilled that otherwise you can't have. So, for you, I hear you saying that life is like the high of proving to myself that I could live without drugs and alcohol is kind of wearing off, and now I'm wondering, am I more interesting if I pick up drugs and alcohol again? And I would say that probably number one, You wouldn't be thinking that if there wasn't some danger there. And number two, I think you could eradicate that entire line of thought by just like recommitting yourself to identifying your purpose. You know, like if you just sit down, if you just ask yourself, I'm getting ready to go on this epic tour, got a new album coming out, like where is the void coming from? You know, like, are you concerned that now that you've got this album out, like that now you need creative juices to start writing the next album, and so you're insecure about that, and it's making you question your sobriety? Like, you know, like get to the root of what the concerns are.
Yeah, the why, and just keep asking why.
Yeah, and I mean, lean into it. Yeah, I would say, you know, and if you feel like you've got more experimenting to do, that you need to go out there and get loaded, smoke a joint, you know, like whatever it is, just be careful. Maybe not even be careful, but just be ready to identify like just a loop of counterproductive shit, you know.
Groundhog's Day.
Yeah.
Of Loserville.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, maybe you're not an alcoholic. Maybe you're not. You know, there's only one way to find out, and that's just crash and burn. But but my concern would be the only having alcoholism a little bit, so it just goes on forever and just slows you down and just makes your life less than completely fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So ask yourself what is your vision for your life to be the maximum completely fucking awesome that it can be, and then draw your roadmap to that being your reality, and let nothing fucking interfere with the fucking mission to make it down that path and be that awesomeness. Yeah. And I don't think that getting fucking stoned and fucked up like even like is part of that path.
No, dude, it's not. And I mean I cleaned up completely because of almost dying from an overdose.
There you go.
And like, so I know where it leads me.
Was it just one overdose that did it for you? Yeah, and you were like, oh, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah.
With drugs.
See, it wasn't
cocaine.
That wasn't it for me.
That's a scary overdose.
And yeah, I mean, it was a like 7-day bender mixed with, you know, a couple other things along the way, but yeah.
So people had to have been walking around at that point.
Yeah.
Even though we're not there.
Yes.
Cool, man. Well, dude, we'll leave it with that, dude. Like, ask yourself, what's the fucking awesomest version of my life that I can possibly make real? And let that be the North Star that guides your next steps.
Dude, thank you.
Yeah. All right, man. Thank you, dog.
Yeah. That was great.
Phew.
Really appreciate it.
Hell yeah.
For sure.
Did I tell you that last half an hour was wild or what? Man, it's the most we've gotten really into it about addiction and recovery, maybe ever. And after that, Mod's son and I went hiking, playing with the chainsaw. It's just a blast. I'm rooting for that guy. I love that kid. And hey, man, I love you too. The people who stick around to the end of the podcast, my beloved street team. Please do give Mod's son some love. And love yourself and each other too. Yeah. Hey everybody, and welcome to a bonkers wild ride with Steve-O. Oliver Tree is bonkers. And man, I heard all about him trolling people. I legitimately researched the guy. I genuinely expected that I was gonna sit down in the van with him and just have him like just mock me, like, you know, troll me, like make a joke out of our deal. And that is totally not what happened. If anything, I think we can safely say that there was an instant connection, and the guard was dropped. I mean, the guy's hilarious. And is very clearly, you know, having a laugh. But man, we also, I believe, revealed the true Oliver Tree. And man, this dude is an artist with a capital Z. So let's get into it. All right, dude. Let's dive right in, huh?
Let's do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Oliver Tree.
What's going on?
Yeah, dude. We've never met, huh?
We have not met before.
And we're both like thriving in the action sports community.
Stuntman?
Yeah.
Obviously, you're the real stuntman, but I do say I'm a amateur level stuntman.
Clowns?
Clowns, I did go to clown college.
Yeah.
So we have some similarities. There's some parallels there.
We both make music.
I know, and I actually listened to your rap album. You've got some crazy stuff, man. I'm really impressed, actually, that the diversity's there. You've got quite the Rolodex, and the portfolio speaks for itself.
Well, thank you. It's pretty gnarly because my rap career really was the darkest, like, most, like, just gnarly chapter of my life. And when I bring up my rap career, like, nobody knows about it. You're the only person I've asked on this podcast if they knew about me rapping.
I also know about your time with the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, obviously more people know about that.
More people know about that.
But, that's part of your rap career.
That is. But this isn't about me. This is.
Well, it is kind of.
All right.
I would say so. What is it called?
Right.
The show?
Yeah, that's true.
Steve-O's
That's
Wildride.
true.
Yeah.
Now, dude, you're an impressive guy, man. We kind of learned about you, and like nobody ever knows when you're serious. Like, is that a lot of work?
I wouldn't say so. No.
No, like.
I mean, I'm serious. I'm a serious dude.
Right, but a lot of things you say seem to be not true.
Well, we don't have any way to verify that.
Well, that's not true.
I mean, how would you know? It's
Right.
kind of hard.
Right. Well,
I mean, there was a large period of my life where I was not on the internet, so it's hard to really be able to track back to what happened during those years, those formative years.
right.
Your grandparents were onion farmers.
Yes, that is correct.
That's true.
How did you know that?
I did a little deep dive myself.
Okay.
And both of your parents were trapeze artists.
Oh, no. My mom was, and my father was a ringleader at the circus.
Nice. Which circus?
The Del Pico Family Circus.
Nice.
It was Northern California based. But yeah, I mean, you were quite an impressive clown yourself. I mean, what was the school?
I went to Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Clown College, and I did not work for the Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey Circus. I wound up working in a circus at a flea market in South Florida.
And then you ended up on a cruise boat?
Other way around. First was the cruise ship, then was the flea market circus.
And they kicked you off the cruise boat?
Yeah, they kicked me off the cruise boat, and so the next best thing was the flea market circus.
But I think about this often. It's like, think about how lucky you are that these clowns band together and cut you off. Because what would be, your life right now if you had been the leading clown there? Where do you think you would be? Would you still be at the, would you be on the cruise boats still?
It's an interesting question, man, because I do believe that I am just such a persistent attention whore that I would have figured out a way to survive and,
Maybe it's almost a shame because you could have taken the clown level to another place, but I think you've done that.
Yeah.
You kind of are, and I think of myself as a modern clown as well in a lot of ways. I mean, even with the way that I typically present myself, very clown-like,
Yeah.
Big suits, ridiculous stuff. I mean, it's a different version of a clown. There's different types of clowns,
I mean, dude, I love what you do. Let me tell you that. I love what you do. I love the way that that it's legit music, but that it's, you're having a laugh. You're not taking yourself too seriously.
I think there's enough people trying to be cool, and I feel like cool's been played out since James Dean, probably. Like, it's kind of, for me, like, I'm just so bored of it. I'm like, what else? And I feel like there's been so much people trying to sell sex and trying to sell, like, this idea of cool that I'm good. I don't really need to cover that. That's not really that interesting from an artistic standpoint, because when you're an artist, everything you do is art, I had a friend who once said, the way he eats a banana is art. And I didn't understand that at first, but, like, everything we do is an art piece. And so that took me a while to click. But now I see it. I'm like, oh, if you make a sandwich, that's a piece of art. Obviously when you go to a high-level Michelin star chef, that's art, obviously. But when you get someone who makes a great McDonald's burger, that's art. When you see, like, an athlete play a sport at its highest level, like, you don't think of football players as artists. But when they execute the perfect play, when they execute it in such a way that's like, almost like a ballerina dancing through and executing the ball to the other side, there's art to that, So as I've gotten older, I've recognized that everything's art. So as an artist, my duty is whatever I do, if I'm going to do an interview, that can't just be a means to an end for press. It needs to be an art piece.
Yeah. Speaking of football players as art, I look at Tom Brady and I see beautiful art.
He's a genius.
He's gorgeous.
A beautiful sculpture.
I mean, dude, he's gorgeous, right? I'm like, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So your buddy, when he eats the banana, like
He's probably not eating it. That's why it's art.
Well, it's crazy because when he told me that, I was like, that's some bullshit. Oh,
yeah, you can swear. Yeah,
oh
it's
my
fine.
God.
It's just
You
if it's
said
at-
no swearing.
No, if it's at the very beginning.
I was
then
surprised a
they'll
guy
ding
like you was saying
Yeah,
no swearing.
no.
I know you're a YouTuber, so you've got to keep. I was gonna ask you, what did your friends and family think about when you basically became a YouTuber? Were they concerned about you? What were people in your world? What were they like? What are you doing, Steve? Because obviously a while back you've been at it.
Right.
Was there some like
Dude.
legit concerns from like the inner circle?
That is so funny, dude. What a wonderful question. Man, were your parents worried about you when you became a YouTuber?
Well, it's quite an interesting trajectory, you know?
Right. I mean, dude, at the time, I got into YouTube, and my first YouTube upload was 10 years ago this month.
Wow.
Like, I should really make a 10 years on YouTube
Yeah, you should.
thing.
Got it.
And at the time, of course, that was 2013. Like, it was... I was in a bad place. I had a dark year that year. Like, Knoxville was making the Bad Grandpa movie without the Jackass guys. It felt like we got Timberlaked,
Wow.
you know? I felt like I was the Jackson 4. And then I got kicked off this TV show that I was hosting.
What one was it?
It was called Killer Karaoke, where people would sing karaoke while terrible things happened to them.
Wow.
And I didn't want to do anything with animals anymore. And so they were like, okay, we'll get rid of you and replace you, and we'll keep doing stuff with animals. So, like, I was trying to, like, pitch stuff, and nobody would want.
What about
like,
Dr. Steve-O?
Dr. Steve?
Where was that in that trajectory? Was that before?
That was before I got clean and sober. That happened back in 2007.
And then Killer Karaoke was
Killer
the next wave?
Karaoke was, I shot it in 2011, and it didn't come out until 2012.
Did you make good money off Killer Karaoke? Or was it whatever?
It was decent.
Yeah.
It came out like November 2012, and then 2013 they canned me. So 2013 and a couple people told me about getting on YouTube, and I was just like, man, I've had like TV shows with my name in the title. Like, I've had like #1 movies. Now I'm gonna upload YouTube. It felt like so depressing, and you know, like, I just I didn't think that there was even like money in it. I just thought, oh, I'm gonna try and get views on YouTube, you know, like.
What made you finally click to do it?
Met Sam Macaroni.
What did he
Sam
say?
Macaroni?
Yeah, do you know him?
No, but I'm getting hungry. Damn, bro.
Yeah, like, he taught me how to edit and stuff. And, dude, it brought about a complete rebirth for me and my career. Like, now I identify as a YouTuber.
Well, the thing is, YouTube's bigger than television now. I mean,
Big
Mr.
time.
Beast destroys the ratings on probably any television show besides the Super Bowl or something. I don't know.
I think he even
Might
beats the
even-
Super Bowl.
might
There
even-
you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You were ahead of the curve. I think you've been ahead of the curve in a lot of different ways over the years, but that one specifically, I think you really hit it at a sweet time, because now it's like, when I think about my album that's coming out and I do press around that, I'm not even bothered with anything conventional. Press outside of YouTube is the only thing that matters to me. I'm like, that's where the kids live. That and TikTok is pretty much where the youth is. So it's like, if you think, is a kid going to be watching this like early morning or late night TV show, forget about it, you know?
Do you say that because you had a bad experience with the Stephen Colbert show?
I had a few bad experiences. I almost got sued a few times.
I was like, my guy Isaac, who's masterfully running the internet on this TV. I'm so excited about it. We've never done it in the van.
I love it.
He showed me. At first, he told me that you got in trouble with Stephen Colbert. That you're banned from the Stephen
that is
Colbert
correct,
show
yeah.
for some bit that you produced. Which
Well, I
never-
had sent them a script that I wrote for it and was like, hey, is this cool? They're like, yeah, it's great. We love it. And then when they saw what it really looked like, it was maybe a little different story. But it was during the time where they were filming things off-site during COVID. So I was like able to use my production company, Alien Boy Films, to produce it myself. And I was like, oh, this is great. I get to really have the ball in my court. I had done multiple late night shows before that. And one time I almost got kicked off the Late Show as well, because I was on stilts, you know, as a fellow circus man. I was like, what could be cooler than doing a performance on stilts? And they said, you know, they knew I kind of wanted to do a little stunt potentially, and they were like, if you fall off your stilts, we're not using this, we're gonna kick you off the show. And I was like, okay, it's over. I can't fall on the stilts during my performance. And I was playing the show, and I'm like in the middle of the performance on television, and then my wig fell off because I never actually had a bowl cut. I always would wear a bald cap. So people thought I had a bowl cut, but it was basically just this bowl cut, it malfunctioned, fell off while I'm performing, like right at the beginning of the thing. And I'm like, oh, fuck. All right, that already was like a left swing I wasn't expecting. But then I'm like, this is my one chance to be on stilts on television. Like, how am I not going to fall? You know, I'm like, this is the perfect opportunity. What else am I going to do? It's not that interesting to see someone walk on stilts. I've seen you do it tons of times.
You've never seen me on stilts without me falling.
Exactly.
Right?
And that's the only good part, you know? So it was like, at the end of the thing, I was like, I have to fall. Even though in my mind going into that performance, I was like, there's no way that I'm going to fall. I don't want to jeopardize this. This is a big moment. And then while happening, I was like, when else am I going to be on stilts on TV? Like
yeah,
this?
it's like Jim Morrison on the Ed Sullivan Show.
Don't say.
They said, girl, we couldn't get much higher.
Yeah.
They were nervous about that.
But yeah, they were like, you need to, like, the union guys were like, we're going to shut this shit down if you fall, because I didn't have, you know, the proper insurances or things around it. For them, it's a security,
It's
flight
crazy.
risk.
And presumably you were walking on Dura stilts, the drywall
I had,
stilts.
it's actually a prototype. I'm not really supposed to talk about
Okay,
it.
thanks.
It's, my buddy makes them in his garage.
Okay.
Santa Fe.
I saw you had like the world's largest scooter. It looked
Yeah,
like
I built
you
it.
were wearing,
I won the world's record, the Guinness World Book of Records, but then they almost sued me too. That was a crazy situation.
Man,
Why would they sue you?
Because I had filmed I got the record before I had announced it, and then I filmed like a Hollywood version, and you know, because I wanted to do it right. Like this was during the actual shoot of it, and so the guy, if you click on the IMDb link, that right there is go down. Yeah, that's Randy Rigatoni. So this guy, I found him on Craigslist, and he said he was an
Macaroni's
official.
cousin?
No, he's not related. But this dude, I found him on Craigslist. He said he was an official, and as it turns out, when we were filming it, the dude literally had no affiliation. He had the whole outfit and everything. I had nothing to do with that. He comes in, he's like, yeah, I'm an official, we can make this. So I had this guy who was claiming to be a Guinness official, Randy Rigatoni, came on, and it was fucking bullshit, because then they made me take the episode down. So it went live, was broadcasted onto YouTube while it happened, and then basically Randy Rigatoni screwed me, and it was taken off YouTube for at least, I think probably almost a year, maybe more. And then I had to cut out Randy Rigatoni, take out all the Guinness logos and all this stuff, and I had to have people like trying to edit out VFX out their logos. It was this huge nightmare situation, and I had to trim all of the footage so that Randy Rigatoni no longer even exists in the video.
So, but you did end up with the record.
I have the record, yeah.
Good.
How much does something like that cost you? If you don't want to talk about it, but
I usually don't like to say numbers, but it was upwards of $500,000.
for that scooter?
Yeah, because it's custom. Those are Harley Davidson motorcycle wheels. The whole thing is made out of nuclear grade titanium. So like the actual build on that took a team of 15 different engineers. It was a fucking nightmare, and it shouldn't be that complicated, right?
Nuclear grade titanium.
Yeah.
Do you still have the scooter?
Of course I have it.
Where do you keep
$500,000? Yeah, I'd like to think I still have it. I think I could sell it for a lot. My idea was I was going to sell it as an NFT that came with this is during NFT eras, right? Now you can't talk about NFTs without getting people upset. But I was going to sell a version of the an NFT that came with the real scooter, and I was going to sell it and then build one that was 1 inch higher, and then break the record again. But I felt bad about doing it, so I decided against it.
How did you?
It looks like there's different stilts going on here.
Yeah,
right?
this
like,
was, so there's a stilt there. That's actually, my buddy built these. This is one of the highest stilts he ever built.
So those are peg stilts.
Yeah, that's a peg stilt.
And like that, I mean, that's like legit tall.
Have you ever been on one that high?
I mean, dude, one time I made out with a giraffe while walking on like 6 foot peg
That's
stilts.
nothing. Those are 9 feet.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like 6 feet from the...
It's
like,
hardcore.
Yeah, 9 foot peg stilts is gnarly. I was actually, I bought a smart car to do a bunch of dumb stunts with, and I wanted to, one of them to be like 6 foot peg stilts. The smart car's hair over 5 feet tall. So I figured if I was wearing 6 foot wooden peg stilts, the car could blow out the stilts and I would just go to the ground. But, man, maybe I should revisit that idea instead of...
I could connect you with my friend.
Yeah, they would have
He
to be
makes
like...
crazy ones. Bigger than what
Randy
you're used
Rigatoni.
to. No, it's not Randy. My friend who builds stilts.
It's Larry Linguini.
Larry Linguini.
What? How high are you comfortable with stilts? Like, what's the
I
highest
mean,
you've gone?
when I was making out with the giraffe, I was like, I'm 6 feet, and then the stilts are 6 feet, so that made me 12 feet tall.
Yeah.
Dura stilts are typically 4 feet tall, like fully extended, so I was running 2 feet more than fully extended Dura. I don't know. I would do like maybe 6 foot, 7 foot.
I could connect you with
Is
my
the guy
friend.
in LA?
Yeah. No, Santa Fe.
Santa Fe, New Mexico?
Yeah, but he can ship them.
All right, I got to make a move pretty quick, and peg stilts aren't that complicated.
No, it's not. But the thing is, rigging it up with this was incredibly. That's why there was a lot of engineering that went into all of this.
You don't want to fall over on those.
No, it's serious danger.
And what about your pants? What
The pants
fuck?
can get caught in the wheel too, so you have to be very careful. But yeah, I had various versions. So that if you look at like one of the ones where I'm not on the stilts, you can still ride it. There's a miniature handlebar that's lower, so I actually had it set up so that I could practically ride it. And then I have one that's set up when I could ride it with stilts. But that, as you can see, I actually crashed it. It was
How did you get that to Russia for your music video?
Oh, I didn't. That was a separate scooter. So that was my first attempt. And that wasn't Russia. That was in Ukraine. So it was my first attempt to build the world's biggest scooter. And I had my first big budget. I mean, my second one, I guess. But this one was a really large-scale music video budget. I had over $1 million to make this music video.
I had trouble believing that. And
was that Ukrainian dollars?
No, that's USD.
We looked it up, and
it's on
it's
Wikipedia.
It's listed as the number 34.
Yeah, we were 33 for a while. Someone knocked us out.
Yeah, the most expensive music videos ever built. So then I asked my guy, Isaac, to where's Thriller was on the list.
Right.
Thriller's in the 70s.
I know.
70s?
It's 7 million, right? Or no, 7. Oh, 7.
Number 1 was Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
Dude, that one is a nightmare. Have you seen it?
It's called Scream.
It's like the early days of VFX, but I think it was like all the money went into this VFX for an airplane or something, but it's like so horrible. It did not age at all. But they spent some, I think those numbers are, well, you can see they adjusted. That's 13 million. But if you look at like the actual product, I think people are just pocketing most of that money because the quality is so low.
Well, yeah, they're probably paying Michael Jackson 75% of that to be in his own video.
You think so? Or you think that there's like the I feel like it's always the producers.
I mean, why
that are pocketing the cash?
Where do you
the
make
artists
your money
are getting
back
taken advantage of? That's my experience.
Man, I don't know what to say about that. Sometimes people get taken advantage of. But what really sucks is when people are taking advantage of themselves. You know, like letting a nasty habit just hold you back, compromise your health, ruin your life. No, I'm not having it. I'm not having it, and that's why this episode is sponsored by Fume. Yeah, what's Fume? It's a device, okay? It's a device that helps you quit nasty habits. I mean, you can trade in breathing in crazy chemicals with just breathing fresh air. What's so special about it is that it's flavored air because you've got a core in your Fume device, and that core flavors air, man. Now, like, hey, I think we all know, I quit my main bad habits over 15 years ago. I still love this thing. I even made a deal with you guys that if you see me in person, ask me if I've got my Fume in my pocket, because I will, man. I don't go anywhere without it. I love this thing. And if I don't have it in my pocket when you ask me, well, then I'll make whatever little shout out video you want me to make on your cell phone. That offer is good with every listener of the Wild Ride podcast for the rest of this calendar year. Yeah, dude, that's how much I love Fume. And that's how much I want you to drop your nasty habit and replace it with the good one. So go to tryfume.com and use the promo code STEVO to get 10% off your journey pack. Why is it called a journey pack? Because your journey starts now, baby. It starts now. It's a journey towards being a better you and a you that you feel good about. So tryfume.com. Use the promo code STEVO for 10% off your journey pack. Now let's get back to it.
Yeah, where do you make your money back on your music video? Just by the sales of the...
Yeah, I don't think an artist makes any money for a video.
You don't make any money on music. I mean, you get an advance.
But now you do on YouTube or Vimeo, right?
The label takes all of it. But they give you an advance of like, okay, your next album, here's the money, and you kind of survive off of advances from the recording side. But you don't make a penny on any of it.
Well, I mean, you got to figure that it's basically promotion for you as an artist. It's promotion for your tour. Do you tour?
Yeah, I'm actually about to go on a world tour.
So Paris, Luxembourg.
Yeah, I hit in Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, I'm going to do most of Europe and then the UK.
So I got to believe that your live show is going to have like some elements.
I've just invested so much money into it. I basically made my live show into a mixture of a movie and a play and somewhere between like a TV show and a concert. And so for me, the new version of the show, I'm so excited. But then it's like, you know, you're always like, oh, next time I return to this place. And it's probably different as a comedian. I know you guys have much less overhead, so you can actually like make your money. But in music, like the team gets bigger, so now I have to fly 15 people around the world, and then I have to bring these massive LED screens, and I'm trying to bring these pieces for production, and the other artists that you're trying to bring on, you got to support them, and it's like, it becomes this thing where every time I'm like, oh, next time I'll make my money back. And then I'm always just like, oh, but the show gets crazier, and I want to deliver.
Right.
I don't want to do the half-ass version. But I did the first show at Red Rocks about like 2 months ago, and that was like the first dress rehearsal. We had never even got through an entire version of the set, and that was our full dress rehearsal, and it was insane to see it come to life. And there's like literally, I have these cues in my ear, they're called slates, and I have like maybe 100 of them in my ear. It's like turn left, turn right, all these things. While I'm singing, I'm listening to these things, adjusting so that I'm in motion with the visuals behind me. But it's like, it's performance art, but mixing together like my love for filmmaking as a director and producer, and I wrote a 34-page screenplay for it, so it's like fusion, you know. And I know that that's something you do really well, is fusion. I feel like both of us have been able to mix our careers by just pulling from so much stuff. That's something I've always admired from you, and I think you've done excellently. It's created such a unique avenue for you, and not just, you know, with Jackass, but wildboyz and so many other things. So you've been a tremendous inspiration for me.
Well, thanks, man. I definitely relate to the idea of bringing different lanes together, you know, like that's a big thing for me, man.
Think about this. There's not that much room to do anything new. If you think that you've invented the wheel again, you haven't. No matter what, you're like, oh my God, I just come up with this idea. And you've done a lot of stuff for the first time. You know, I've seen, even just coming down to the way you promote things, different things like that. You're like a guy who's always like coming up with new, fresh things that haven't been done yet. But in a lot of ways, there's probably a micro version of it that has been done somewhere else. Or
sure.
You think, oh, I just came up with this crazy idea, but it's like 6 other people have either had the idea and probably at least one of them is executed upon. It just might be a smaller scale or a different variation. So for me, it's like the only room for creative breakthroughs and new territory is when you fuse together mediums. It's like for me in music, like my last album was a country album, then I put out, my next song was like dance music, and the album before that was alternative rock music and pop music and hip hop. And so it's like there's not a lot of room to make a new song, you know. There's only so many chord progressions, there's only so many pop chord progressions, so then it narrows even more. And then there's only so many lyrics in English that really are like fit into the rhyme scheme patterns, and there's such limitations. So for me as an artist, I'm like, well, what do I do to make this interesting? I'm like, okay, well, I could do fusion. Like the Gorillaz was a big inspiration for me. It's like, how do I mix together all these genres that don't belong together? But then it's like, at a certain point, like, that's a little bit boring too. Even that seems like it's already all been done. And so then it's like, okay, how can I mix the mediums together? How can I bring in, like, really focus on filmmaking and do it in a way with music that is like, feels fresh, and try to bring new ideas? But you know, no matter what, I'm like, shit's already played out.
As far as like the music videos go and filmmaking, who were your inspirations growing up? Because when I watch your music videos, I get a lot of like old Missy Elliott vibe, and like I believe it was like, his name was Dave Mayers, who directed all of like her and Busta Rhymes videos, because all your videos are so bright, everything's outrageous, huge. So like, who were your inspirations growing up?
For me, it was more feature filmmakers. So like Wes Anderson, the symmetry on him is something I've taken a lot from, in some of the color palettes. Tarantino with some of the, you know, explosions and violence a little bit, but I have to keep it, you know, it's crazy because we have freedom of speech, but there's so much limitations, you know. Before I come in, you're like, hey, don't swear for the beginning. It's like, and you're the craziest dude, you know. Like, I don't even want to begin to say some of the stuff you've done, but it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, but you have to limit yourself, and there's nothing wrong with that. And as I've tried to expand as an artist, it's like, how do I reach a bigger audience? How do I reach, you know, make it so that little kids can watch it too? I don't want to just make it only for a niche adult audience, or people who are like, you know, it's like in between the age 20 and 35 or something like that. You don't want to narrow yourself. So you have to play and abide by these rules, because you do want it to be like accessible, but also you're like, okay, well, now I have to slip on a banana instead of the person pushing me off of the top of the bus in this bus sequence fight I did for my last video. And it's like, I have to, no guns, just bring out a banana out of his pocket. You know what I mean?
What was your bus sequence?
Well, I was riding a pogo stick, doing pogo stick flips, and that actually took a long fucking time to learn how to pogo stick. Have you ever pogoed?
Not really, and not on like
you
the
spent
ones
4 months.
Yeah.
The ones that they're doing these days.
You can see on the TikTok, the first left one down there.
Pogo these days
Shit's
is
crazy.
So gnarly. It's got to be so dangerous.
Yeah, I think basically it might just show a little montage. This isn't the actual music video, but just like a clip from, not sure, but anyways,
this is actually you doing the flip.
Yeah, I do all my own stunts.
There's no stand-ins. No.
This is a guy who's not me, but basically, like, you know, I do this sequence where these yellow guys are chasing. I mean, this is a horrible way to see it because it's all cropped in. from a.
You really jumped?
But you know, I went up on the rooftop of a bus. Anyways, you can stop it there. But it's like a whole fight sequence that takes place, and you know, shooting. Instead of me shooting, like I wanted to have potentially like the idea of like a gun that shoots out of the pogo stick, but I'm like, that's way too gnarly. Like I don't want to be supporting in the school shooter thing. It's like you have to be very conscious of what you're putting out. But I was like, okay, well, a fun, silly way is that like it shoots a little rocket, and the rocket explosion is like this tall, and the guys jump out. You know what I mean? Like kind of finding ways to make it like fun and for all ages, and not like feeding into something that might be a negative thing you have to watch, because you don't even realize like the potential of what someone could get out of something, you know?
Right. Do you have like different art that is designed to be like not careful, like crazy, reckless, not allowed on YouTube?
I don't know. I do make a lot of stuff, and then I have to shelve a lot of it. So I have like crazy stuff that I've done, and then I'm like, well,
Is that R. Willie's?
I was gonna ask you guys about that. So I saw you guys went to my boy R. Willie's house in Australia. How was that experience?
I just knew before going there that I wasn't going to want to jump off the ramp, and I think Ryan didn't quite understand that.
Well, for him, it's like drinking a glass of water.
Right,
It's like
right,
breathing.
for sure.
Yeah.
Right, for
I
sure.
went off that on a
I know. Hey,
tricycle.
props.
I mean,
this is
dude.
a real daredevil in the crew
Yeah,
right here.
so-
I
I
saw
was
that.
surprised. I mean, I was surprised that I did it, but I saw his mom do it.
Yeah,
Then
yeah.
I saw Isaac do it, and I was like, "You just hold on, right?" And
I just have so much experience with getting broken
Yeah.
before I even make it off a ramp.
And you had a tour still going on, correct?
Yeah.
The tour wasn't over.
that was right before Gold Coast.
That's the dangerous side.
That's like
of
the
that.
middle of the tour, I think, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have a background in BMX or anything, or you
No.
were just wow?
I mean, that thing was just so easy. You just,
Yeah.
I mean, I closed my eyes before I went off the ramp because I didn't,
I love it.
But
But yeah, the thing with action sports to me is like we're talking about art. To me, this is the greatest art form. And like when I see someone like R. Willie,
I mean,
I
dude,
think he's the greatest artist of our generation. This dude is willing to die for his self-expression. Truly die. Like it happens often. It's not it's not a thing that's like, oh my
Oh,
god,
dude, you couldn't be more right about that. And
I mean, if you're off inches, you break a fucking collarbone or whatever.
he absolutely does things that have never been done on a regular basis. Like when you're talking about everything
And on
been
multiple
done.
different things, too, right? Scooter,
Yeah.
BMX.
Well, that's the thing. Now he's kind of moved more into the BMX lane because, like, me and him grew up scootering. And when you learn how to flip on a scooter, the rotation is faster because it has a lower center of gravity compared to a BMX. So he learned how to spin a BMX bike better than the BMXers based on his knowledge of scooter and his knowledge of how the gravity works and how he can get faster spins. So, like, him being a scooter rider was the ultimate advantage for him to break into the BMX world. But now he's pretty much taken the whole BMX world by storm. It's like such inspiration. I was with him. I actually competed against him at R. Willie Land, and I creamed him, dude. I actually beat the fucking guy.
Really?
Because he's been more focused on BMX, so his scootering is rusty. But we basically left it as like a standstill. And R. Willie, if you're watching this, when you're ready, you come to Oliver Tree Town back in Santa Cruz. Come jump on my fucking 25-foot ramp at my parents' house. Let's fucking finish this like a man.
Yeah, what happened to the footage of you creaming him?
Oh, it's on there. This is the video.
Oh.
I competed against the #1 scooter rider in the world. I beat him. It's on
Okay.
YouTube.
Nice.
Learning how to scooter in Santa Cruz, I feel like it'd be hard to go to a skate park in Santa Cruz with a scooter.
That's true. Well, there was bike parks. And I grew up biking as well. Biking was a huge part of it for me. So, like, I raced BMX, downhill, did everything from 4-cross dual slaloms, cross-country, cyclocross where you lift the bike on your shoulder. Like, I did every fucking type of bike racing you can. But jumping was what I did for fun. And, like, scootering is intertwined with that. And my dad, he had a huge love for biking. He would be, like, the coach of the high school. He made a cross-country team there. And then one night he came home, he's like, Oliver, come with me. And me and my brother went with him, and he took me to this place. He's like, yo, I'm going to build a bike park right here. I was like, Dad, you're crazy. What are you talking about? But basically there was a spot called the Fun Spot. It was a skate thing that was getting torn down, and they were going to build a different skate park that was like millions and millions of dollars of infrastructure. And my dad was like, well, we could use the old ramps from the Fun Spot and build a legit legal bike park so the bikers have a place to go. So he was able to facilitate and getting the company that he worked for at the time to help kind of invest some money into building the first legit bike park in Santa Cruz. So you could scooter there. And then that one at a certain point had to get moved, and me and all my friends and stuff, his company like helped pay us to work and rebuild the next bike park. But it's called the Fun Spot. It was the first one, but then it was a skate park, and then it turned into a bike park. But yeah, it's evolved again. The newer version has slightly shifted. And then there was the post office. Oh, that's the Polo Grounds. I used to hit all these spots. But there's a huge mountain bike scene in Santa Cruz, and I grew up in that scene. And my dad's, the company he worked for, they were rebuilding these buildings, and there was on this famous, legendary, if you look up the post office, that's where like I used to go when it's in Aptos, and basically the post office was the center of like the whole West Coast dirt bike jumping scene, and that's it right there. And then basically the company my dad worked for, they were going to tear them down because they were building these buildings, but they weren't going to build them for years, and there was like a security, there was an issue with just getting sued basically, and my dad was like able to keep it alive, and so he was like an advocate of always trying to like make a safe place for bikers, because the skate park, it's not cool to ride a bike, and it's definitely not cool to ride a scooter there. So,
Yeah.
But this has been a big part of my like background in getting into stunts and doing, for me, like this was kind of my real addiction, growing up before I got into heavy drug use, and that at that point, it pendulums,
Yeah, I heard that you got kicked out of your house for being a drug addict when you were in high school.
I used to sell drugs as well. That was the real reason. I
Oh
got
my god,
kicked
that's
out.
the hardest I laughed when like
Yeah,
I think it was
so
on a
kids.
tune. Like how did you do this?
Yeah.
Oh, the original Turbo Vine.
Yeah.
That's from like
Dude.
the OG beginning era.
The
of
Sud
Vine.
dudes.
Yeah, the Sud is. I used to spend. They're very close friends.
The
of
way
mine.
that you said I sell ecstasy to children at raves was so hysterically funny.
Well, it's because I didn't say it. My friend Getter, one of the Sud dudes,
Oh.
it was his voice.
Okay.
But yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, that whole thing with that. That was the first time I ever dressed like that. And that was like the original
Yeah.
character.
And that was a joke, by the way. If anybody's
was real.
getting,
That was real. I'm not proud of it. But no, yeah, there it is. Classic. But yeah, that was the thing where I showed up to a music video shoot. I had my first chance to be in a music video that would reach MTV, or I don't know if it was MTV2 at the time or whatever it was, but I was like, okay, how do I want to present myself? Do I want to sell sex and like try to be like everyone else, or do I want to try to make myself look as ugly as possible so that I can stand out and stick out like a sore thumb amongst all these other people selling sex? So for me, it was like the first thing. So I was like, what can I do? And I just pulled things from my youth. The bowl cut was the haircut I had my whole life growing up. I was too scared to get any other haircut. The ski jacket I stole from my mom. The glasses were like the glasses I would wear as a kid that made me feel cool. The Jinko jeans were like the pants that I always wanted, and the socks and sandals combo was like the most goony, ridiculous style of footwear I would wear. So it was pulled together very like, authentic to me. Like I didn't have to buy the jacket. I literally stole it from my mom's closet, and I have pictures of my parents wearing that. My dad wore it sometimes skiing, and my mom would wear it, so it's like a family relic at this point. But anyways, I pulled all that together, and I show up to the music video shoot, and my friend Getter, who was one of the Sud dudes, he like looks right through me. He didn't even recognize me, and I had gone like spent time out. He showed me how to produce. A lot of my beginning era was like formative years. He showed me how to produce, and I showed him how to DJ, and he became a very successful DJ. So it was crazy. We both showed each other so much, but I had known him for like 6 years, spent so much time in high school with him, and he like looked right through me. He didn't even know it was me. And then he was like, no way, we got to go film some Vines. It was like back in the Vine era, and we filmed these 3 Vines, and this is after I'd already gone through like failed record career, failed like so much stuff that I've tried so hard to be a serious artist, and then we film, and no one listens to my music, no one cared, and like then we filmed these Vines, and the first one got posted, this one, and it got like maybe 1 or 2 million in the first couple days, and then he posted another one, and it was us dancing, and that one got 1 million in the first day or two, and then posted another one, that one got 1 million, and I was like, what the hell is going on here? I spent my whole life making art, nobody cares. And somehow now I've figured out that this, I didn't even have to try. I just show up looking silly, and that's what people want to see. They didn't even care. So I was like,
So then that just sort of like informed a new approach to everything that you tried before, and all of a sudden it started working.
it was fairly calculated because I had the strategy. I'm going to go in, this is what I want to wear, but I was also playing a cashier in this video, and like they're like, you can't wear the jacket, you can't wear this, like it doesn't fit the story. And I was like, all right, that's fine. But anyways, I was like, that was the original plan look that I wanted to do, and I was like, this really worked too well. I was like, how is this way more potent than the art I've been making? So I was like, how do I find a way to use this look and really like maximize on it, to use it as a vehicle to pull all these people over to my music? And at first I kind of was like weary. I was like, I don't really want to like make it forced promotion of the songs. So I just kind of developed the persona and kind of developed trying to make it so that this character could kind of live in the internet and not necessarily make it like, this guy's a musician. So people were like, no, this guy makes music. But I was like, no, it's the other way around. I always made music. No one just cared about it, and no one gave a shit. So I was like, I was able to kind of like slowly ease in, and I have this idea, and I think you've executed this very well, but it's like when you are someone who really loves to do something and you have built an audience, you could shift the audience to something else. Like if I wanted to be the world's greatest chef, I could be like, hey guys, I've actually always been a chef, and follow along with me on this journey. And if you make it as authentic as you can, they're there for you. Obviously they want to see a certain thing, like they want to see your stunts, but that doesn't mean they don't want to see you do your comedy specials or the different things. Obviously there's a crossover, and you have these Venn diagrams of different levels of like, okay, this audience likes the stunts, this audience likes the comedy, this audience likes, and there's like, you know, maybe 20 of them for someone like you and myself as well. Where you have the super fans is where they all interlap in the center. You know, there's like the super fandom, and then there's people across the board who are all kind of, it's not like they're just gonna like one thing. They'll probably be able to cross into other ones. They might be like, Steve-O's comedy is trash, I'm not gonna listen to that, but everything else they love. Or they're like, his comedy's so funny, I don't really want to see him naked though. You know what I mean? And it's, I experience that all the time with what I do.
Well, how'd you open for Skrillex? Because that was before all this.
That was
right?
before all that, yeah.
So you were somewhat.
Is this alcohol?
Nope.
I'm sober, so
Good. I love it, man. Yeah, that's not alcohol. It's just water, bro. It's liquid death.
I like it. Oh, what was your question?
Before, because you said you weren't successful, but you're successful enough to get the attention of.
I was a dubstep DJ back in the day. I had many iterations, so like I was in like.
Yeah, didn't you hear he taught his buddy how to DJ?
Yeah.
No, I did DJ.
But he said he wasn't successful. But like, you got to be somewhat successful if you're touring around with Skrillex.
I didn't tour around with him. I played an opening slot in San Francisco. It was like I signed my first agency, was like this dubstep thing that was happening in Santa Cruz, and I just kind of worked my way up to it. But it was something where I only got that because I was playing like backyard parties and whatever, and there was like a guy who was a hero to me, and then basically like I showed him he saw what I was doing, and he was blown away, and he's like, you guys need to sign this dude. So it was kind of thing where just a lot of hard work and a lot of trial and error, and that came after a period where I was in heavy duty drug issues, where it was like, once I got out of it and hit my rock bottom and had my like, you know, LSD rebirth, then I was like, okay, I need to like channel this energy and this addiction into something else. So it's like the addiction, it's about addiction hopping, you know, if you're an addictive personality like you and I, it's not about like, oh, now I'm going to be not addicted. It's like, okay, like I'm going to learn how to be addicted to something healthier, you know, and that has to shift. So for me, I found that was like, music was basically like my religion. It saved my life from like, okay, now I have an outlet, and I had an opportunity to play at a big show, and that show went great, and it led to the next one, and that one went great, and then it led to me opening for Skrillex. And then after that, I was like, man, that went so great. What did you guys think? They're like, well, we're really looking to push our artists that are making music. And I had always grown up making music. Like I was the fat kid in the band class playing baritone in the back of the room. I was like, you know, I played piano since I was a very young kid. I wrote like albums even at the age of 4. I had been playing like guitar, taking lessons all through middle school and elementary school. So like I had like my first rock band I joined in was called Irony, and it was in middle school. And then that like it ended up turning into, then I was in a rap group called Mindfuck, and then after that, then I was a dubstep DJ called Greif. And so I had all these different iterations and these different things, but like, you know, I hit that last era, and they were like, yeah, we want to push, you know, people who are really producing. And I was like, all right, I make music. I'll focus more on production. I get it. So I started making music, and I was like, what I was making was not naturally coming out as dubstep. And I was like, I don't really want to force myself. And it was at the time where the drugs started wearing off, and you start getting sober, and you're like, is this really something I want to contribute to? Because when you go to those raves and you start seeing those kids that are spun out of their mind, they're like,
yeah,
and their jaws are tweaking, and you're like seeing the same people over and over, and they look like zombies. And I was that, you know what I mean? So but you could see it from another lens. And so for me, like seeing that, I was like, holy shit. Like realistically, I'm not going to force myself to make dubstep, you know? And then essentially I was just making music, and it was more like indie pop music and bedroom production. It was a mixture of hip hop and like alternative pop music. And then it was just one of those things where it was like, okay, I'm not going to force myself. And I kind of saw early on, I was like, how far can this whole like drop thing go and these different things? So I kind of was turned off at a certain point. I was like, there's so much like restrictions with this genre, like a build and a drop. It's like, okay, like that's kind of boring for me. I'd love to like make songs. And so I shifted, and I did the right thing, but it was very painful because I had to start back over again, and that whole thing was put to the side. And so it was just, you know, different iterations. But ironically enough, now I've been focused making my first return to DJing. And so I played at Hard Summer this weekend with Dylan Francis, and I sang some songs, but I actually DJ'd. I kicked him off the DJ booth and showed him how it was done. And I played some stuff with some other artists as well, but I did my own set on the day after. But I'm kind of re-emerging myself into it, and I've spent 400 hours working on my return as a DJ. So I'm putting this show together. Dr. Oliver Tree, Dubstep DJ. So I'm returning my dubstep debut.
Is that something, did you have a DJ portion of your show at Red Rocks?
No. No, I did not. But there was DJ who opened up for me, Supercomputer, this new act that I just recently signed to my label, Alien Boy Records. So Supercomputer played right before me. That's a DJ project. And then Little Ricky as well. Those are the 2 acts that I signed to my record label. But anyways,
Is that
it's just
something?
what were you going to say?
I'm sorry for interrupting you. Normally, I'm getting better at not interrupting.
No, I'm
my
just
guests.
ranting at this
It's all
point.
good. I'm just apologizing to my listeners.
Well, I'm sorry as
because
well for your listeners having to hear me talk. They want to hear Steve.
No. You're doing great, man. This is fantastic, and we're loving it. I just really want to know: is your upcoming tour? Does it make sense for you to add in a little DJ performance?
I mean, I would love to do that. There's a world where there may be after parties or different things, but I'm just trying to take it to such a high level. Like 400 hours is a lot to spend on a DJ set, and it's not even completely finished, but I'm mastering it, and I need to now spend a shitload of money to make crazy visuals, and I want to as an artist, it's not about, oh yeah, like DJing could save me money or DJing. I'm like, I see the potential from an artistic standpoint. How could I contribute to make the craziest DJ show ever made? You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
And every time I try to take on something, I'm like, how do I make it the craziest thing that's ever been done? And it always falls so short. And I look at it, I'm like, it looks like shit. Like, but you know, whatever.
But dude, the intention's there. And I bring that up, like incorporating that into the show because Kid Rock, such a ridiculously talented human being. Like I saw him at his show on his tour, and he goes around the stage, plays the drums, he plays the guitar, like he plays like weird instruments, like I don't know if he played a cello, you know, like he just can play everything, and he's unbelievably talented on it. Then after the show, he'll go to like the club and like take over the DJ booth, and then now like he's the most like mesmerizing DJ. Like he just does it all. And so, you know, when you talk about your show being something that really brings all the different things that you do, I mean, I don't know, I wouldn't want you to half-ass it by doing like, you know, an underwhelming like short DJ thing. But if you just hopped on it and just like really just gave it to him really hard, and then hopped on some other shit, you know?
Yeah. No, for me, it's a very separate thing because the DJ said it's like, it's mixture of all the music that I grew up loving, and then some of my music's in there, but like I want to make sure that the audience understands this is a very separate thing. It's not like me just playing my songs, you know what I mean? It's like
Right.
But anyways, long story short, I see them living separately, never together. But like, for example, this weekend I played this thing, Hard Summer or something it's called, in Los Angeles. And like, for example, next year if I play, or 2 years later, I hope to play one day as a DJ and one day as my band, so the two can kind of live in conjunction but be separate because they're very different things. So like, I would keep the shows separate. It's a lot of work to do the normal show.
Okay, well,
and I would give myself at least a few hours to rest and maybe do after party or something.
Let me ask you this. When you come out on stage at Red Rocks, are you not fucking hitting it hard on your scooter?
Oh, I always do scooter stunts. That's a signature thing.
See, that's the thing, is that scooters and what you're doing with your music are two very separate things, but you put them together and it makes it, that's like that fucking Reese's chocolate and peanut butter shit. So if you fucking rode your scooter off a DJ booth and then picked up your guitar, like, now I'm hard as a rock.
I like it. I'm getting hard just thinking about it, bro. I think you might be onto something big here, man. I like it. I like where your head's at.
You loosely grazed the subject of a life-changing LSD experience.
Yes, that is correct. Burning Man. Family vacation to Burning Man.
What happened?
I feel compelled to warn you guys right now that the story Oliver is about to tell about his life-changing experience is not necessarily a recommended approach to improving your life. Okay? I said it. It's probably not healthy. Now, what is a healthy approach to improving your life is the sponsor of this episode. It's BetterHelp. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp, and that is about finding an appropriate and healthy way to change your life for the better. What is it? It's therapy, baby. It's a platform which connects people with licensed, qualified therapists, and it takes out the going to the office, the getting in the car, driving across town. You do it all online. And they've matched up over 3 million people with licensed, qualified therapists. Plus, when you're on the website and you're looking for the therapist, you're plugging in specifically what it is you want to work on. I'll go ahead and tell you straight up, what I go to therapy for is to work on my relationship with my fiance. Because, man, I strongly believe it's better to fix the roof before it rains than to, you know what happens if you don't. You got problems, man. I don't want problems in my relationship. I want to have a healthy relationship, and I want it to work great, and that's why therapy is important to me. Now, everybody's got stuff to work on, and that's what BetterHelp is all about. That's better, HELP.com/Stevo. BetterHelp.com/Stevo for 10% off your first month. Jump on this. Your life will improve, and you'll be glad you did. Now let's get back to it.
What was the trip like?
The trip was, I went to my own funeral. I watched my death play out. Basically, I watched my life play out as a drug addict. This was kind of at like my very, very bottom. And
How old were you?
this was when I was 17, I believe. It was right before my senior year in high school.
You went to Burning Man with your parents at 17.
Yeah, and this is right when I was kind of rekindling my relationship with them, because that summer I had been kicked out. I was doing different hard drugs every day, just mixing them all together as well and selling hard drugs to survive. And my friends were cool enough to let me live at their houses. So it wasn't like I was homeless. I had people that took care of me, but like, it was like a very dark period of my life. And
that's the difference between a homeless person and a couch surfer.
Right.
Is charisma.
and con artistry, which I think you and I both have figured out very well.
No charisma.
But yeah, basically, I was in a very low place, and with that, I was supposed to meet my parents the night of the burn, so I had been kind of doing my own thing, seeing like the concerts and stuff on my own, and like the last night was the night of the burn, and I was supposed to meet with my parents, and the playa is super massive, and there's I don't know how it is now, but when I went, there's definitely no cell phone reception. Right? Have you been?
No, I consider that a no-fly zone for me.
Bro, I feel like that you would have the time of your life there.
I mean, I know they have like, sober communities there.
You don't need to
like,
be. Are you you can't be around people that partake?
It's not that I can't be around it. I just have to like have a legitimate reason for being there. And it's
just like the craziest art performance
Right.
of all time.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
people spend their whole years making these
Okay.
art vehicles that
Okay.
are like, pirate ships driving through.
We'll go to the next one.
I
It's
think
pretty
that-
wild.
I think that's perfectly fair. My other
You have to go, dude. No, I'm not here to sell you on
Yeah.
it. I only went one time. It's not like I'm a burner. you
Right.
know?
My other prejudice is just that I don't really like being in big crowds.
Oh, I'm right there with
it's
you.
a lot of work.
But you can wear a disguise, bro.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, everybody's in
And
disguise.
everyone's wearing like things covering their face from the
It-
dust. So
Talking about YouTube, we went to this YouTube convention, what was it called? VidCon. And I was like, man, walking around a YouTube convention is going to be a lot of work, dude. I'm going to like get a disguise, And so I went and bought a stormtrooper costume at the costume store. And I go to the VidCon and everybody's stopping me to take pictures with the stormtrooper.
you spent too much money on it, dude. You should have got the janky one.
We're like, oh, dude, can we get a picture with you?
Oh, God. You're probably more famous than you, bro.
Yeah.
You fucked up big time.
Yeah, I was like, oh, damn it.
Now you said you saw your funeral.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Like get deeper into that.
Okay, so what happened was, anyways, I'm supposed to meet my parents. We missed the rendezvous spot, and basically I brought acid a bunch there thinking, hey, like, I'm going to try to do it with my family. And they were my parents were kind of open to the idea, but it seemed like it maybe wasn't going to happen. But anyways, like, I take this acid, and I'm supposed to meet up with them at this thing, but I didn't have any water, and I was like, oh, I think I have enough time to go back to where I was staying and get water and come back. I was like, I think I have time to meet them back there before they come here. And I went, and then they were gone. And the people I was with were like, they already left. And then that was when it clicked to me. I'm like, oh, you're not going to be finding your family, because it's just mass chaos the night of the burn. It's always chaos there, but
And you're not allowed to spend money. Everything's barter.
yeah. Pretty much. I mean, you could buy
I
coffee.
didn't know that.
You can buy coffee and ice and water.
I thought that, like, as I understood it, money is no good. Like,
But you have to pay like a ton of money to get in there, or, $1,000.
Right.
I don't know. It's not cheap. So, but the idea is really cool concept of like sharing and kind of just like trading. But going back to the story. So anyways, the trip starts by me missing my parents, which was supposed to be like a really epic special thing. We all went to Burning Man with the intention to spend this beautiful night together. So I'm just like start frying off out of my mind on acid. And like, I was like, I had like a bunch of the strongest acid I've ever gotten. I bought like half a sheet for my friend, and it was double dosed to begin with. But then I had taken it to some different festivals and things where it was hot, and I was like, okay, there's probably heat damage, this maybe, and I don't know, like, what's the idea behind that I had in my mind, but it was certainly not. And I was like, oh, I'll just take extra. And so I took a bunch, which was like the equivalent of probably 8 tabs or something like that. And I just fried out of my mind to the point where like the burning was happening of this giant man. He's like 50, I don't know how much, 100 feet tall, some crazy number. He's giant, and they burn this thing. It's like a sacrifice. And then I'm just like, in my mind, all of a sudden, I'm like next to the BBC. There's like real like news sources documenting, and I'm like, oh, I'm here to give a speech. Like in my mind, I thought I was, and I'm like giving the speech about how incredible Burning Man is, and then all of a sudden, there's cameras everywhere around me, like hundreds of them. People are closing in on me with video cameras and news reporters, and I'm like, get the fuck away from me. Like I was having open eye, full on delusional, because I guess what happened was I got hungry, and then I ate a bunch of weed brownies that my parents made, but the weed brownies were so strong that normally you would just pass out, your eyes go bloodshot, but when you're on acid you don't fall asleep. So it was like, that's probably what pushed the edge to the next level as well, because like it started getting super paranoid, and I think the weed brownies was a big part of that, and also maybe taking the hallucinations to another level, because I never had those types of hallucinations on LSD, but maybe I just never had taken quite enough, you know. But it was so crazy. So they're closing in on me, and I'm like riding this big wheel chopper bike through the desert. I'm like, get the fuck away from me. I'm like cruising down, I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I hit anybody. Like I'm ready to just plow them down. I'm going through, and I start overheating. It's essentially like a PCP type moment. I know you used to dabble.
Yeah, I love that shit.
So I started overheating. I'm like, oh my God, I rip all my clothes off. I'm completely naked. I had a backpack filled with like 1.5 ounces of mushrooms. I just throw everything that I had, the bike down, and I'm just like running, and I'm like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get, and I think all these like devils and things are trying to kill me, and I'm like, start going into this like dark reality where I'm basically, I at some point like collapse, and my eyes are playing movies. They're open, but I'm just watching movies, and it shows my naked body on the front page of the newspaper, and it's like, boy overdoses at Burning Man. And then I'm transported to my funeral, and I hear all my family's there, my intermediate aunts, uncles, cousins, grandma, and parents, and whatever, and everyone's just weeping like, he was such a good kid, but he did so much drugs. So I essentially had watched my life play out as a drug addict. Like there was a moment before that where I was running, and I went from like this light around me that like, because that day or the day before I found out I was going to play my first big DJ event, so I felt like there was this like light that was around me, and as I ran further and further out into the desert, the light disappeared, and I was just in darkness all alone, and I watched myself age from my childhood to an old weathered out old skeleton man, and then at that point I died. It was this whole thing. I watched my life play out as an addict, and then basically I was so high I couldn't even see. I was just watching movies. I'm running through the desert, and there's the outside perimeter fence, which is a snow fence. I couldn't even see it. I was so fucking high, hallucinating these things, that I flip over, my body's covered in blood, like cuts on my dick. I'm sure you know how that is with some of your stunts, especially the ball sack stapling.
Yeah, I've been there, man.
I keep running though. I'm like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. This is hell. Like I'm trapped in this never-ending rave hell. I thought I was like, there's like all these rave things, and I would be going in circles, and it was just like, I thought I was paying for my sins as a raver almost. Like the rave music was just never ending, and I'm like running out there trying to escape this hell realm. And I eventually like, and I'm just, my body's like, I'm trying to rip. When I was on the ground, I try to hit I think I'm dead, right? But my body is still going. I don't understand it exactly, but it was almost as if my brain had been destroyed and my body was still going. So I was on the ground, hitting my head against the bottom desert floor, which is incredibly hard, and I was hitting my head, pulling on my hair, trying to pull my brain out of my head. And so it was this crazy thing. So my head's now warped, I'm covered in cuts, I'm running as far as I can, my feet are covered in cuts because I'm running on rocks and stuff. And eventually at a certain point I came down enough, and I'm like, there's nothing out here, and I see the light in the distance, like miles out. I could have easily died. It's like freezing out there, and it's like probably 2 a.m. in the morning, and I'm just like running out there, and then I'm like, there's something in the distance. I was like, I gotta go to the light.
And that was the Burning Man.
The Burning Man had already been burnt, but the actual event, the festival, is filled with lights and craziness. So I was running towards that. I saw it in the distance.
Yeah, they have like a big Ferris wheel kind of.
They got everything you could imagine. But yeah, I'm saying like giant
plane.
rubber ducky discotheques. You know, it's just like a crazy art scene.
See, we could have this RV there and
You
just
could.
like kick it in the RV.
You could interview all the people out of their mind on ketamine.
Yeah.
But long story short, then I like hopped over this fence because I could see again, and I'm running in, and all of a sudden, woo, 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 there's like a ranger. Basically, they have people guarding the perimeter. This was like when I'd come down enough that my mind was melted, but I could still see again. And they were like, "Did you just sneak in?" I was like fully naked. I was like, "Sneak in from where?" Like, so I like run into the thing, and now I'm like entering into a party of 60,000 people. I'm completely naked, and I don't have my clothes, and I'm like streaking through this party.
What happened to the backpack full of mushrooms?
Lost it all.
I was thinking about that.
It was crazy because that mushrooms, I used to sell mushrooms, and there were mushrooms that I was going to sell to people, and then my parents found them. That was part of like the reason too. Like that was part of around that era was like when I got kicked out, and basically they gave me the mushrooms back to like, give it away to people at Burning Man. So it was always supposed to be a gift to the burners. But anyways, long story short, I come back and I'm like freezing after hours. I'm covered in cuts. My mind's fried out of just completely useless. I couldn't even remember where I was staying if I wanted to, and so I was just walking around freezing, and this woman, I started like weeping. I was just had hit such a crazy rock bottom, and this woman's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Not really. I don't really know where to go. I lost everything. I don't know where I'm staying." And she's like, "Oh, come with me." And like she took me back, and like her friends were there, and they gave me this giant cloak, and then they gave me like some water and some cookies. They nurtured me. That's the cool thing at Burning Man. Everyone's kind of looking out for each other. You know, there's a lot of like love in the air, and maybe that's not everyone. There's a lot of random people who show up and are there to frat bro party out or whatever. But the core is kind of this like very loving experience.
Are the people like bartering sex and shit?
I don't think so, but there's definitely orgies and stuff like that.
And there's probably like 6-foot nitrous tanks with real sketchy people around.
You would be in heaven, back old you.
Yeah, I remember that from being on Grateful Dead tour.
Yeah.
Following their Grateful Dead.
How old were you?
20.
Wow.
I saw the Dead at the bowl, and then when I was walking out of the bowl, there was probably 2 blocks worth of nitrous tanks lined up.
Yeah,
People-
there's-
and then as you get closer to it, you just hear the and people on the floor laughing as you're getting
Was
into
this
Hollywood.
A while ago, or this is?
I mean, that was
this
like 10 years ago.
Okay,
I mean,
so
I was eating mushrooms there.
What was it still? It was still called the Dead, or was it like Further, or one or the other?
They,
It was the Dead.
Dead
It
and
wasn't.
Co.
It wasn't John Mayer
they,
yet.
they call it the Dead,
Yeah.
Dead and Company.
Yeah.
Because I walked by, and I think it was Further, or one of the like different versions of it that there is now, and it was literally just people with huge balloons just in the street.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Like they're just like take over Hollywood.
Yeah, there's a group of guys from Philadelphia. They call themselves the Nitrous Mafia.
Yeah, I know
And
of
they
them.
they just control the whole East Coast, and they just follow fish and.
There's a reason why they call it hippie crack.
Yeah, for sure.
Because it brings out the gnarliest.
I mean, there's a lot of money
Yeah.
in a nitrous tank, right? Like you can make.
Big
so
time.
much money in a nitrous.
Back in
tank.
the day, it was $5 for a balloon.
Yeah, ice cold fatties, medical grade.
And then how many can you get off? How many balloons can
I
you
mean,
get off of a
dude.
tank?
I mean, a 25
Thousands?
tank, you can get like a 2,000.
This guy sounds like he works for the Nitrous Mafia.
He's a fucking incel.
Yeah, dude. But the Nitrous Mafia on the East Coast, like, they're no joke though. Like, people would end up dead and like for like bringing their own tanks to festivals and shit.
That's crazy.
yeah.
Wow.
super
Look at
hardcore.
Isaac's on point. Inside the
An
nitrous
East Coast
mafia.
hippie crack ring.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so addicting too. Like while you're doing it, you just need
Yeah.
more. You come
Oh,
down
dude,
and you're
it's
like,
crazy.
load me up.
It's really, really crazy.
And when you're on other drugs too, it
Yeah,
takes
like-
it to such high levels.
Like these dudes would like, because the security would be so tight to bring stuff into the festivals, that there was this one called the Gathering of the Vibes in Bridgeport, Connecticut, and they would take scuba gear and they would scuba these nitrous
Whoa.
tanks from boats like nights before the festival and go dig them up, so like the tanks will already be on the grounds for when they get there. Yeah.
I mean, dude, there's high level stuff to get nitrous, like a medical grade nitrous.
For
Like,
sure, yeah. Or you got to just have a good hookup with a dentist.
I mean, I don't even know. I don't even know.
Yeah.
Well, it's crazy that they sell it to kids, you know? Like, when I was
Right.
in high school, they would let me go in, and not tanks, but they would let you buy the ones for coffee.
Yeah, cartridges.
For
yeah.
coffee?
It's
Yeah,
crazy.
what's the reasoning? Because
And they
like
would
a
sell
bong
you a
is like
cracker for the balloon, and they would
Yeah.
sell it to me. I was like 15 or 16 at the time. They're like, yeah, you can have that. I was like, there's no, like, you can't buy cigarettes, but you can buy whippets
Right. Where are you talking about buying those?
at a smoke shop.
Smokes. Wow. I
Yeah.
think you're supposed to be 18 to go into a smoke shop, aren't you?
Well, I
Not
grew
in
up in
Santa
Santa
Cruz.
Cruz. Things are maybe a little different.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fuck, man. When's your tour start?
At the end of next month, so I think it really starts in October and November. It is something that I've been working on for literally 5 years. Like this show, I've probably invested $4 to $5 million into
Wow.
this concert. So, and that sounds like a large amount, but with all the music videos and things that are in it, I can
Sure.
say it's well over that.
Dude, I get that easy. I've spent way more than $1 million on my bucket list show.
Yeah, and I saw you promoted that recently with jumping off of the London Bridge.
Yeah.
Bro, that is genius level marketing. I think that, I'll just say this, I don't think you get enough credit for being arguably the greatest marketer of our time.
Oh, I don't know about all
Billboard?
that.
The Billboard was
being
pretty
duct
fucking
taped-
cool.
Billboard was
duct
one of the
taped to
greatest
Billboard was a
ever.
good one.
I
Well,
mean,
thank
everybody
you,
was
man.
like, yeah, dude, because that was when the Citizen app was popping. And
Yeah.
it just went fucking bonkers on Citizen.
I appreciate that, man.
Do
And,
people say this to you often? They must.
I've gotten some credit. This one really worked out
This
pretty
one
well.
was up there with one of the greatest marketing stunts ever done.
Yeah, they weren't
Well-
too happy.
Yeah. Well, thank you, man.
No, and that's the thing, you know, when I think about, and also that you're just so shamelessly self-plugging your things, but with the greatest names, and it's funny and it's entertaining. And I'm sure probably right about now you're about to turn into the camera and turn away at your house and say, hey, I'm Steve, I'm buying my butthole juice. I'm waiting for it. He's gonna do it right now.
What can I say? Oliver Tree knows about this podcast, and knowledge is power. That's why I use Whoop, man, because I want knowledge about what's going on with my body, with my health, with my sleep, with my recovery, and there is no way to get more knowledge about your body and your fitness than with Whoop. And man, I've got the killer new stylish Whoop band. I mean, dude, come on. Everything about this company is awesome, and it motivates me to stay on track, to be getting the exercise, keep track of the activities, the calories, and most importantly, the sleep. I don't know if you realize how important sleep is, but when you get your Whoop, then you're going to find out a lot about what's going on. It's going to tell you how much sleep you need. It's going to tell you how much sleep you got. I mean, I could go on and on and on and on, but what's important here is you go to whoop.com, that's WHOOP.com, and you use the promo code STEVO to get 10% off at checkout. Now, you're going to get the Whoop band with the waterproof charger totally for free, and you're going to get 10% off the membership. And man, I just can't recommend it enough. So one more time, go to whoop.com, use the promo code STEVO, and change your life for the better. Now let's get back to it.
Cool. Well, I was gonna say, so I've been like trying to promote a bunch of different stuff, and I actually wanted to see what maybe Stevo would give for advice from a marketing standpoint. So I have someone here who's gonna bring some of my new products, and I wanted to run them by you.
I love it.
And see if you have any ideas. So the first question I have for you is, do you ever grow facial hair? I've never really seen you with any kind of beard or anything. Can you grow it?
I have.
Okay.
Pull up Stevo with the mustache.
Steve-O with a mustache. I grew out a mustace simply for the purposes of having it waxed off, because I've never
Okay.
seen somebody wax off a mustache.
And how painful was that?
It was, it was
Hey, yeah, bring in the first product. So wait, actually, hold up right there. Can we bring him in?
Yeah.
Watch. Hey, what's up, buddy?
Here
Watch
we
your
go.
head.
Hey, no,
Watch
no,
your
no.
head.
Just not the book. Yeah. Is this it? Okay. So basically, see, that's. I hate to be the guy to say it, but I can see why you don't grow facial hair. You're not, it's not very thick and lush and dense. And I've been developing this product, and over the last few years, I've spent a lot of time trying to perfect it, and now I've got it down to just one capsule. But this is called Goatee Grow.
Nice.
And this is something I want to gift to you. It's a
Goatee
gift for
Grow.
me to you. And I was just wondering, how would you promote Goatee Grow? Do you have an idea? I would just love to hear some of your ideas. You don't have to spend much time, but I was just
Okay.
curious if something comes to mind. I want to do a quick run through of how Stevo would promote some of these products.
I think the first thing that my head goes to is sex sells.
I like
It's
it.
Something that sex sells. So you want to have like a way of linking having a goatee to just being an absolute beaver magnet.
I love it.
Okay, so you got like, now I have goats at my house. They have like really, like a couple of them, one in particular has like just the craziest goatee. I would probably start with my goatee.
Wait, can you say it and look into the camera?
Well, I would start with my goat at
And you
my
say,
house.
my name's Stevo, and
Oh yeah, it's it.
like you hold this.
Yeah, oh, yeah. I'll reveal it in a second.
Yeah.
Hey everybody. Hey everybody, I'm Stevo, and I'm here to tell you that nothing gets more beef than a solid goatee. Now, I don't have one. Why? Because I haven't been taking Goatee Grow. But now that I have Goatee Grow, get ready to see me smothered in vagina.
That was genius.
Dude, that was pretty on point.
That was good.
So if you want, I would suggest maybe you try taking your first one here.
All right, let's see what.
It's super high in nutrients. It's nothing bad. You can
So
maybe
that-
take a few. If I was, you might need more than one. But it's not fully approved yet. But we have it down to, it's safe. Don't worry.
All right, well, it's been a long time since I took a pill that I didn't know what it was, but that was one
From
of my,
some guy.
some guy.
Some sketchy dude.
That
You
was
just
my
talked
thing
about
back in the
Burning
day.
Man.
Yeah.
Did you get those at Burning Man?
No, I made them. I worked
Down
with
the
a
hatch.
team. You're a legend, bro.
Down the hatch, dude. Hopefully,
We'll see how you feel in about 20 minutes. Okay, so the next thing. So I understand you are a New York Times bestseller. Is this correct? Is it more than once or just one time?
Just once.
Only
man.
once? Oh, come on. A guy
only
with you
once.
and your marketing skills? You've written a few books, though, right? Or someone else writes it and you put your name on it. Wait.
I have 2 books, and I collaborated on both of them with the same guy.
So I know you're a professional New York Times bestseller, but I have a book I have been writing for the last 18 months, and it is The Ancient Art of Goatee Growing. And this is something that I am super proud of. It's something I'm actually unveiling it for the first time right here on the Wild Ride show with steveo.
All right.
So I think, first of all, if you can, you can take a glance.
Are you tired of the same old clean-shaven look? Frankly, yes. I've worn it out. Do you long for a stylish and sophisticated facial hairstyle that will set you apart from the crowd? Look no further than The Ancient Art of Goatee Growing. This comprehensive guide takes you on a journey through the history and evolution of the goatee, from its origins in ancient Greece to its modern-day popularity. With step-by-step instructions and expert advice, you'll learn everything you need to know about growing and maintaining a perfect goatee.
So yeah, you don't have to read any more of that, but look in the inside. If you could just read the thesis really quick and just, I think it should be the first page, yeah.
A man without a goatee is like a lion without a mane. After nearly 4 billion years of goatees on planet Earth, there's no reason you shouldn't be able to grow one. For the last 5 years, Dr. Oliver McNichol has worked with a team of scientists in Morocco, perfecting the perfect goatee formula. With only 1 pill a day, now there's nothing stopping you from having the best goatee in your neighborhood. Go to goateegrow.com to learn more.
And that is officially live, so you can go and get your first helping Goatee Grow. So if you were to promote this book, how did you get your New York Times bestseller, and what would I do? What suggestion do you have for me to try to sell my book to get a New York Times bestseller for The Ancient Art of Goatee Growing?
I'd do a rap song.
I think music. Yeah,
Do a rap song about goatees.
That's good.
Have it go viral on TikTok.
Well, in my concert, I actually have a little snippet. I'm not supposed to talk about this, but I actually got Eminem to rap a little bit about goatee and endorse Goatee Grow.
Nice.
So maybe with just, a little sign of a piece of paperwork, we'll put you into the commercial as well.
Hey, dude, I'm in.
Okay, that was an easy sell. Can you say that in the camera?
I'm in.
Okay.
Cool, dude.
And then, so I'm just thinking, I've also worked on this other book, and this one I spent a few years working on, and it's a graphic novel. It's called Alien Boys. Can we get my guy to bring it in? So, yep. So this book, I signed the inside, gave you a little bit. This one, and I know it's not a New York Times bestseller yet, but this did get a Nobel Prize.
Nice.
So
A Nobel or a Nobel?
A Nobel Peace Prize, yeah.
Yeah. I like
So this is something that I wrote with my friend
Dear
Orpheus Collar.
Steve, thank you for being an inspiration to me. Since childhood, I've looked up to a guy who covered himself in shit. You make the world a more colorful place. I'm proud of you for being sober and being an amazing role model. Never forget that you are a pioneer who has trailblazed their own wave. Thank you for existing at the same time as me. Sincerely, Oliver Tree. I love it, dude.
Thank you.
I really, really love it. Now, I heard speculation that Oliver Tree and Little Ricky are the same person.
No, he's a childhood friend, someone I grew up with. So he's the first signing to my record label, Alien Boy Records. And I recently just signed this new group, Supercomputer. So those are kind of my two focus things that I'm doing outside of my own project. But yeah, this kind of ties in the whole world of all the music videos and builds the universe. And I know you're probably, do you read? Do you know how to?
I do know how to read. I think I've taken a turn towards audiobooks.
I love that.
You grew up with him, Lil Ricky?
Yeah,
He doesn't really look like that, though, does he?
I can't say too much, but yeah, he's a super sweet guy, and the music that he's making is fucking insane. So it's been pretty epic getting a chance to see and help him develop as an artist. And yeah, there's been some kind of delays and things that have held back his debut mixtape, but we've been working on it for a few years, and I'm really proud of it. He was featured on my first album, so it's been pretty epic. Anyways, okay, moving forward. I can't plug Lil Ricky too much because this is really about me.
Right.
And I've got to promote something else. So I have this new line of merchandise I've been working on really, really long time now. And it's a new whole collection. It's called Best Friends. And can we get my guy to bring in? I have a gift for you. This is for you to keep. All these is for you to keep as well. So.
Okay, nice.
Your guy looks like you.
Oh, yeah, that's Turbo. He's one of our unpaid interns. He gets college credit. So.
What college?
What?
What college does he go to?
I think he goes to in the tri-state area. I don't know the name of it. So this is one of our first merch pieces.
Nice. I
So
think that's pretty sick.
you want to
man.
show?
Can you show the camera?
I sure can.
Look at Jay Leno and fucking
So
Oliver Tree.
would you mind wearing it?
I don't mind at all.
I'd be honored.
I'd rock the shit out of that.
Yeah, dude.
Where can they get that?
They can get that at olivertreemusic.com. I'm selling it exclusively on my merch store.
Yeah, it is time.
Oh, look at you.
My dude was just straight boiling.
I know, I've been waiting for that for a while.
All right, dude. Get a load of this. We are wearing matching T-shirts with images of us. And it's kind of a mashup of me and Jay Leno. Are you mashed up with somebody, or we're both mashed up with Jay Leno?
Both of us with Jay Leno. I'm a big Jay Leno fan.
You know, I've got Jay Leno's autograph tattooed on me.
No way.
Yeah, straight up.
And you also have a picture of yourself tattooed on you.
Yeah. Is it over here? Jay
Wow, he really went in on that one. Can you
Wow.
show the camera? That is quite
Yeah.
impressive. He
Yeah.
really, he spent a lot of time on that one.
I was on the Tonight Show with my buddy Chris Pontius, and it was just a little gag. We got Jay Leno to autograph my shoulder blade. Then we went into commercial. By the time we came out of commercial, Pontius had fully tattooed it.
Wow. And I saw that you also have that other tattoo. Was it from Thailand, from wildboyz?
Yeah.
Legendary. They just did whatever. I know you're trying to get the Angelina Jolie.
Yeah. I got the.
I wasn't sure if it was real.
I got the legit Angelina Jolie tattoo.
And Chris wasn't so lucky.
Yeah, Chris just got whatever.
Is it the same
It's
guy?
so funny too because Chris made MTV pay to get his tattoo lasered off.
Oh, damn.
And we were just talking about that the other day, and I was like, man, that's just too funny. Considering the garbage that you have tattooed on yourself, Chris, the fact that you cared enough to get something lasered off is really impressive.
Why did he want that lasered off?
Because it wasn't his choice. What he said in the bit, he goes, the oldest tattoo trick in the book. Guy asks for one tattoo, you give him another.
I hate it when that happens.
Yeah. But
That's
yeah,
a legendary one. Okay, so my next question.
Okay.
What are you drinking in this?
This is coffee, man.
So you drink coffee a lot?
I drink a lot of coffee.
I thought you were sober. I'm serious.
Yeah, a lot of people do carve out caffeine.
So do you smoke cigarettes?
I'm what do you call it?
California sober? So you smoke weed?
No. I don't smoke weed. I don't smoke cigarettes.
Cool, great for you. So I love that you drink coffee because I have another thing that I'm selling, and I want to. Can we bring in our next gift? So I wanted to see. I think you're really gonna like this, by the way. Can you fly that over? So this is an official best friends piece.
Oh, you
and I
guys
want you to
just
check
became
that
best
out.
friends.
Wow, dude.
That's something that maybe you can even drink it on the podcast. I don't
Dude,
know.
I am hyped on that.
Yeah. And that's, a celebration of your sobriety, how far you've come, and now
Dude, I
you're down
love
to
it.
just coffee.
Yeah, down to just coffee.
Check that out. Get a glimpse. Actually, can you hold that up?
Yeah, I can.
Yeah, wow.
I'll hold it both ways. So that's you and me melded into one person.
Yeah. So I was gonna ask.
Epic.
Yeah. How would you?
This is my new favorite mug.
I'm honored. I put a lot of thought into this. This was not something that just happened overnight.
Yeah, evidently.
I mean, this
How long
is
does it take to get a mug like this?
months. So if you were to promote the shirt and the mug, I mean, we could talk separately or
Right.
together as a package. What would you
Right.
do to promote it? Is there anything that comes to mind?
I mean,
Don't mash your dicks together, mash your face together.
here's what we've come to learn about selling T-shirts. The most effective way is to do it by pre-order, where you make a video,
Right.
you make the announcement, you say that this T-shirt will only be available for 1 week.
And you lie to him, right?
No. We tell the truth. 1 week, and it'll never be available again.
Okay.
So get your order, and then by doing it that way, we've got a production team ready to turn around the orders like super fast. So when we finish taking orders for that week, then we print the exact amount that we sold, and we ship them immediately.
And how long does it take for them to arrive from their payment point?
Well, it depends where they live, but
it depends at which point during that week they ordered it. If they're the very first people, like we could be shipping out the first orders, and then
Yeah. Well,
I think people could reasonably expect to have it within a week.
That's impressive. That's a very
as soon as
fast
they
turn.
order.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean after they?
Because the people who
ships,
order at
yeah.
the beginning of the week, if we wait until the end of the week
Right,
and then
right.
print it, then those people are looking at like 10 days.
Right.
Yeah.
But if we have a batch go out at the beginning and then clean it up at the end.
But if we have it in stock, 2 to 3 days.
Right. But the whole idea is to not make more than you're going to sell.
Right. You don't want to end up with a bunch of inventory that you didn't sell. And you don't want to...
Can't you just bring it on tour with you, or then you have to
You
pay new
can.
taxes on the tour?
No, we do that.
Yeah.
And you also don't want to leave a bunch of money on the table by not having enough.
Yeah.
So by doing this pre-order way, you definitely
I'm going to use that.
take the guesswork
I
out
love
of it.
that. I'm actually in the midst of launching my new clothing company, Alien Boy Clothes, ABC. And so this is one of the designs that I made for it.
Dude,
And are you cool if I legally sell these?
Dude, you can sell these.
Can you look into the camera?
Oliver Tree can sell these T-shirts until the fucking cows come home.
And you won't receive any residuals.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like you say that into the camera?
And I don't even want any residuals.
Thank you. You're a good man. You're such a legend, bro. And
Yeah,
then
dude.
the cup. How will we sell that?
I mean, dude, this here is arguably the most classic collab piece of merchandise ever made.
We could sell that on steveo and do a 50-50 take.
I'm prepared to do 50-50. And I know that because I'll be making enough with the shirts that 50 I can lose on this.
See now the with coffee mugs.
What's the trick?
Well, dude, we don't even have a trick, and I'm losing my mind over this.
You
to-
have a
to
picture?
this
Do you have
day.
one of yours
Hey,
here?
grab me
Let me
my
see
mug.
one. Maybe I can get one of yours.
I got a mug shot. Yeah, I'd love to give you one. You know what? I think it's up in this top cabinet. Oh, okay, there we go.
And the thing with this, with the
Okay,
design
look.
like that thing's just going to sell
There,
itself.
Look at that. It's my legit mug shot on a mug. So it's a mug.
I love it, man.
And dude,
You look cold, man. What did you do?
That was my first DUI.
How many times have you been to jail?
Many.
I believe that.
Many times.
Do you
Have you
have a
ever been
number?
to jail?
I have not.
No?
I have not.
Yeah, I've been to jail. I've been to
Unfortunate.
jail many times.
How many times?
I mean, it's
I like it. I'll take it, actually. I'll take
Yeah,
it.
you're
yours.
welcome to have it. That I thought was the most genius thing we've ever made. Everybody drinks coffee.
It is.
I just
It
thought,
sells itself at that.
but it didn't. Like for some reason,
the weirdest thing.
For some reason, when we
I could give you some tips. I think it's a little scary. It's a little dark. I don't know. I feel like maybe we could have made it a little lighter, more fun. Is it a black and white photo we were working with to begin with? Or you were saving money on colors?
I don't know that would have made a difference.
Well, I can help you redesign this and get this if you want help.
All right.
I'm willing to extend my hand because the idea is genius. The mug could go big. I think it's the color combination and some of the actual aesthetic of the mug, maybe.
Why? What
Maybe.
color would you do?
Oh, man. I would save that for another conversation. We could talk business
I
after
mean,
the pod.
Here's the thing: is that I just don't know that mugs are.
They don't sell like you want them to.
Yeah,
But we do a limited run. 50-50.
limited run.
I mean,
the question is, what's the turnaround time?
turnaround time, we get 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
I mean, don't.
It takes months.
Maybe
to get
cut
Don't
that part
quote him
out.
on that.
It takes
Don't
months
quote
to
me
get
on
the prototype.
Oh, well, that's the thing. The prototype, they had to build the print. Now that the screen print is built,
Yeah.
bro, these things will fly off the shelves.
All right.
I
think
yeah.
I would be inclined to go with the T-shirts.
Okay.
Do a limited run.
I like
For
that.
50-50.
We're thinking more like a 75-25.
I mean, yeah, I'm happy to do it. I don't know.
No one's going to want to buy these.
I don't know how many we would sell, but that's the thing. If you do the pre-order model,
Right.
then there's.
What was it? Is this off like the Jackie Chan and Chris Tucker movie?
Rush
Yeah, we
Hour.
might have some copyright issues.
Looks like a Rush Hour.
I based it off of Rush Hour, loosely. Allegedly.
Wow. I'll tell you what, man. I will cherish this T-shirt until the end of time.
Me too. This is my favorite shirt.
Yeah.
I wear it every single night.
I love it, man.
It's I would say one of my best designs. Okay, so the next thing I wanted to ask you is apparently you have been beefing with BAM, and I think that the marketing has been incredible for your new skateboard with Chris Pontius. So I wanted to ask you.
But by the way, I'm not.
I know,
I'm
I
not
know
on
it.
any level. Am I beefing
I
with
know
Bam?
it's fake beef, but you're playing into that
I
to sell your skateboards.
I was playfully responding.
yeah.
To,
Is he legit mad at you? You think?
Yes.
Well, it's very hard, you know. But I will say, I have been working on my own skateboard design, my own line of skateboards.
Wow.
And I wanted to present you the first one and just hear your thoughts about it. Can we bring in the skateboard? Can you come in here? Can you bring it to me, please? Scott, can you not touch it?
Yeah.
I don't want to get your slimy hands on it. Go down.
That's a new one.
All right, thank you. So, I'm really, really proud of this. This is my favorite design I've ever done. You're good. You can go. You're good to go home now. So this is a skateboard that is the first copy of an entire line. We've printed out 10,000 of these things already.
Wow.
But I wanted to present you the first one, and I wanted to hear your thoughts on how you would promote it. So.
Okay. Nice. Steve-O and Oliver Tree. I mean,
Jesus.
This thing sells itself. I mean, you kidding me? like
That's you?
It's an image.
It's
of
us.
It's an image of me and Oliver kissing each other.
Is that a mullet or a do-rag?
That's my exact haircut I have right now.
Yeah, that is. He's partying his ass off in the back.
It's technically speaking, it's the bowl cut mullet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so what are your thoughts? How would I go about as an underground scooter rider, not really a skater? What would be the best way for me to try to sell this product?
I love that you gave me a little bit of a goatee right there.
Yeah, I tried to just spruce it up a little.
Just like a week down the line.
You're getting some beaver already.
Yeah, so this thing sells itself. Of course, with skateboards, like it is a piece of art, and when you sign it, that
right. So you'll be willing to sign that? And
yeah, all 10,000.
Okay, cool.
All 10,000.
Do you actually sign this stuff yourself, or maybe one of you guys signs it?
Yeah, dude. Like I spent half my life.
Can I get my grubby hands on it?
I prefer if you didn't.
Okay.
Oh, you could look at it though.
But can you show the camera? Because I want to make sure they get a good shot.
Yeah, we don't want to alienate our audio-only people, so let's describe how intimately we're kissing on this.
You can touch it.
It should basically just have a Bud Light logo on it.
There you go.
It's beautiful.
But okay, so any thoughts? Is there any one idea? Because I saw you were really promoting this new skateboard with Chris on
Yeah.
super, super well and efficiently. I was wondering maybe how you could help me promote my skateboard.
You
line.
guys should reenact it
I was
and then pull out.
literally
I'm,
just about to say the same thing.
I have discovered recently, as you pointed out, that beef sells. So I would
Fake
propose...
beef that's for the best friends line.
I would propose that you and I get very angry.
I think
at
that
people.
would be,
Yeah.
for sure, I've used that one many times.
Yeah. Best friends is the line.
Right.
We could maybe beef with Bobby Lee and
Oh,
Andrew
dude,
Santino.
those guys are jokes.
Yeah.
Especially Bobby Lee.
I mean, I think Bobby Lee's a little bit more authentic.
I've beaten him up multiple times. I could take him down. He's like 3 feet tall.
Yeah. It might be if it's more with Andrew Santino.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. What's the beef?
I mean, he wasn't particularly responsive to texts, and then when he did respond, he would pass me off and blow me off. And
For what?
you
You
guys
wanted
made
him
up.
on this?
we made up.
You wanted him on this?
Yeah.
Or he was too big time.
He big timed me.
Wow.
He big timed me. But as Scott said, we did make up,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm willing to unmake up.
Can you remind me of that text that you sent him?
Yeah, eat shy.
Eat shy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
SHIY. But yeah, I would happily unmake up and resurrect the beef because I think that would be the strongest way to sell our skateboards.
So me and Bobby was a bit different. He stole my hat. I was in Koreatown, and then me and my crew went there, and then I was wearing this super cool beanie. And Bobby Lee took it and was wearing it, and I pulled it off, and there's actually footage that leaked online. Someone was filming it. There's footage of us physically fighting, and then we tried to make amends, and I went on his podcast, and it just made things worse, and we had a physical altercation, multiple, on his podcast. Okay, that leads me to my next thing. I have this new album coming out, Alone in a Crowd, and I wanted to be the first one to give you the first person I have not given this to anyone. Can we bring in one of the...
I thought you sent him home for the day.
Well, I'm not sure if it's... Yeah, sorry
back.
about that. So this is my new album, Alone in a Crowd. I spent the last 3 years making this, but really most of this year I was living in Brazil and I was working on it there, I wrote a lot of the new music, a lot of new material on it, but this is something I'm very proud of. The vinyl, this is a limited edition vinyl because this is not the official album cover. I had to keep evolving it and changing it, and the songs are slightly altered because you have to turn in the vinyl 9 months early. And so my version that gets released digitally has been since evolved and amplified. So this is the worst version of the art and the music, but it actually makes it more valuable, if you can believe that. But anyways, this is my third studio album, Alone in a Crowd, and I was wondering...
Is this the more country.
No, the country stuff didn't work. I had to give that up.
Okay,
and
so
this is the third final installment. This is the last album I'll ever release, so that will make it even more valuable.
Oh yeah.
And I wouldn't.
Can I open it?
Yeah. I could sign it too if you guys got some kind of pen. We would probably need a silver one or something though. I don't know
Yeah,
if black's gonna help. But yeah,
The
Black and red.
red
Black
could
and
work.
red.
Yeah.
what's your? Yeah, I got a ramp. I'm finishing up a skate.
I
ramp at
saw
my
that.
house. Dude, I'm so hyped.
I might have to come through, show
Bring
you
the
how it's
scooter.
done.
Dude, I'm
Plus
so
the
hyped on it.
It looks crazy, and you're being a good neighbor too. I saw that.
Yeah, dude. Even I wasn't a good neighbor this morning, man.
What happened?
The construction crew showed up at literally like 6:30 in the morning. By 7 a.m., like,
On your ramp?
yeah, well, but they're building a fence on the
I think
back.
legally you can start at 7.
Oh yeah.
Start at 6?
If you start at 6:30, you'll get a fine like you wouldn't believe. 6:59, you're fucked. 7, you're good to go.
Shit, I did not know that.
There's some, yeah.
Yeah, it's the red vinyl. It's transparent,
Yeah.
red.
Dude, my girl has a record player at the house.
Well, I'm sure you're not going to listen to it, but
I would love to
give it a
listen to
spin
it.
one day. You're the first person to ever hear it. It's not out yet. No one's. I haven't given one of these to anybody, so I thought I would give
Yeah, thank you,
the
brother.
honor to you. So, in return of me gifting it to you, how would you promote this?
Music video like we talked about.
I'm not asking you, buddy.
Sorry.
Wait, are you the guy who comes up with all his ideas? Because if so, I am
Just
curious.
like, you know.
Well, the music video, that's already been done. I filmed 3 videos in Serbia, and I made a 3-part series. The third one's still not out yet, so that is being taken care of. I put out 2, but...
I'm really fascinated with this cover art, dude.
Thank
like,
you.
is each person, like, their image was shot separately and then all
Yeah.
put together?
I had to composite them together.
It's really, really pretty killer. What's the
Only pretty killer, I see how it is.
I mean, it's epic, dude. What is the musical direction here? You said country didn't work.
Yeah. So this is fusion. I would call the genre alternative pop, but it goes from everything from hip hop to dance music to alternative pop music, electronic. There is rock in there too. It's fusion.
Okay, now check this out, dude. I have this thing that I don't do nearly enough.
What is it?
Like, I pick an album and I listen to it on a loop, belligerently, over and over. Nothing but that one album for weeks on end, so that I fuse the period of my life that I'm in with that music, and so that for the rest of my life, if I ever hear anything from that album, it teleports me
That's
back to
crazy.
the time.
Very powerful thing.
Yeah, and I think that I've decided to do that with this
Wow.
album.
You're going to hear one song and turn it off.
No, I don't know. That's happened with some albums, but I don't think that's going to happen with this
Well, the thing
one.
is, if you don't like one song, just go to the next one because there's such diversity in it that there's going to be one thing that you could love in there.
And,
I've heard your rap music. It's pretty similar.
It's pretty, what do you call it, aggressive.
Yeah, it's very aggressive. That's an understatement.
Okay, so you said this is not out yet?
No, it comes out September 29th. So this is,
Wow.
you're early, you're right at the beginning. But I wanted
Damn.
to, I had to beg the label, and I asked the label, I was like, can I give Steve one? And they said, no, we don't want him to leak it out. I was like, that would be the greatest thing we could ever do. Fans like buy the shit and leak it out themselves. They like find these gateways in the system and are able to exploit it, and then they
Yeah, I'm
steal
not
my
gonna-
music and sell it. So I mean, I was like, if Steve wanted to,
I'm not going to.
I would be lucky.
I'm not going to
I
leak
would
it,
be
though.
happy if you did, actually.
Well, I'm not going to leak it, dude.
Isn't that
But,
crazy that that was their response? Was
Yeah.
we're concerned that he's going to leak it. I was like, it's vinyl. The dude would have to go through a lot of trouble to
Yeah.
try to leak this out. And I was like, and if he did, it would be the greatest thing that he could do for us.
Yeah, dude. Well, I don't know.
You wouldn't know how to promote it.
I'm bad at music.
Well, you could do a stunt or something too.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
you specifically, it would be great if Steve did a proper
Yeah.
stunt. No, but for me, is there anything you can think of? Just the worst idea, anything that comes to mind?
I think that when it comes to music, you want to get the music to people. So, like, I mean, do you want to right now, a cappella?
I think I'm good.
that you know. Let's look at the track list here. If there's something that's particularly salacious, you could draw attention to that. Like, we've got the first track is called Bounce.
It's about sex.
Bounce.
Yeah.
So you're bouncing up and down on. All right, that's good. You want to let people know that. I'll let people know.
Oh,
that.
maybe I have to put that in parentheses on the digital.
Yeah, bounce up and down on D's nuts.
I like that. You could do the remix. We'll get you on a rap verse.
Yeah, okay, good. What else do we got here? Ugly side.
Yep.
Ugly side. What's that about?
Someone's, other side to them, the side that maybe isn't, let's just say, the most, the side that they like to show people, but the side that comes out when maybe, you see the real them. Or they have something to lose, I think people don't tend to show too much of themselves until maybe they don't get what they want, and then you start to see other sides to people.
That wasn't my first assumption. My first guess would have been that, this person, they're kind of on the ugly side.
Like us, But yeah, anyways, you don't need to go through the whole track list, but anyways, I appreciate you even taking the time to listen to it.
Yeah. And I think that it's masterful. I think that is, in and of itself, a very solid way to promote something by simply presenting it to somebody and asking them how they would promote it. Because really what you're doing is promoting it by doing that.
Maybe, potentially. Can we bring in the next thing? Is my guy still here? He's just waiting out there in the sun, poor guy. Turbo? So, bring this in. So, this is something I got for you that you could put up in your house, probably right above your bed.
Nice.
So this is my tour, Alone in a Crowd.
That's sick.
The tour. And it's a movie, because I'm performing the movie live as a play, and as a concert, and a TV show, and a movie. Oh. And I got the dates here. You can see
Little Ricky's going to be there.
Across the board from New Zealand, Australia. I go through Europe and into the UK. So my question is to you. First of all, what do you think?
I think it's fantastic. I think you got Auckland starting in New Zealand, all right? This is all international.
No America. We're not even touring it in America. Only overseas.
Strong. Yeah.
I found it does better overseas.
Okay, good. Yeah, so...
So what would you do to promote this?
I mean...
Because I'm thinking about maybe taking it to some podcasts. Do you have any suggestions of podcasts that would be good for me to take? Maybe try to promote the tour on?
I think that you have a pretty strong podcast network. Yeah, okay. You're hitting all the heavy hitters. You just do the ones you're doing.
Okay, next question. How would you promote it? Is there some kind of stunt that you would do? Is there anything that comes to mind? Because your execution on both the last two performances that you filmed the new one, right? Bucket List?
Yeah.
So those probably some of the best promotion I've seen. I mean, the only person who even takes toe-to-toe, even by one baby toe, is maybe Logan Paul. There's a couple people like that who come to mind that are pretty legit marketing guys.
Super good.
But you are on another level, and you're willing to risk it all. So is there anything that comes to mind how you would promote this tour?
Alone in a Crowd. I think... I think this is gonna sell itself, dog. I mean, you did Red Rocks. What's the capacity there? 15,000.
I think it's only 8
or
9, so it's not that big.
Still pretty damn sick. Collabs. Sell stuff. The Mark Rebillet. Do you know that guy?
Oh yeah, I think I know of him.
Yeah. He puts together the.
Yeah.
I think. Get together with him. I think.
Yeah, I've got some cool openers. I got Swaco and Tommy Cash, #1 guy in Estonia. Then Little Ricky and Supercomputer, my axe will be coming to all the shows. So there's a pretty crazy lineup. Yeah. I'm very proud of this. But maybe we put this right in front of the camera so we can get a shot of it the whole time. Yeah. We can just maybe park it there for the remainder.
I love it.
Thank you. Yeah, you can put it down.
I think this is you've done a fantastic job.
How many more gifts did you bring?
Well, actually, was planning to do a miniature interview. Can we bring in my interview stuff? This you're gonna freaking love. What's up with the hair, dude? Freaking bowl cut's falling off, so I want to present you this.
100 questions with Dr. Stephen Gilchrist Glover.
Wow. So, can you show this? So this one's legit, dude. Don't touch that. Okay. I'll be taking it from here. So, I've worked very hard. I've watched every Jackass movie for the 8th time, every episode of Wildboyz. I pieced together a very in-depth interview. So, do you mind if I ask you a couple questions?
Please.
Okay. Give me a second. This thing is still. I bought like 6 of these things, and they literally none of them fit my. I have small eyes. Okay, so I'm just gonna.
You need something to write on?
The skateboard could be good, yeah. So, first things first. I got this set up. This is how I'm kind of old-fashioned, and I like to kind of keep it old school. Fuck. So I have this shit handwritten onto a scroll, and this is 100 questions with steveo. Okay. Let me see here. Okay. I'm gonna write this down. All right. First things first. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
Ooh, the worst thing I've ever done. I'll tell you one that comes to mind. My buddy Tommy had this idea.
Tommy who?
Tommy Caudill. He had this idea. He called it the poo handle, and like to go to a gym and like some big like.
But can you slow it down?
Muscular guy, like watch him get out and walk into the gym, and then go and tuck a piece of poo under his door handle. So when he
Wait, can you say that last part again?
Tuck a piece of poo under his door handle. So when he
thought
comes out
that
of
was
the
what you
gym, like you know, he's knuckle deep in poo as he reaches under his car door handle. So
How'd that play out?
well, I didn't do it. I'm so embarrassed to admit this, and it was in the '90s. Okay. I pulled on a chick.
You what?
You did it to it. Did you film it?
Yeah, I think I did. I filmed. I don't know what happened to the footage. Like, it's like, why did I even do that? You know, like.
It was the 90s.
Jesus, man, I wasn't expecting that. All right, let's move on to the next question. We have limited time here. Okay, this one I think you're gonna like. Who do you hate the most in the Jackass crew?
Who do I hate the most? I'm pretty angry at all of them right now.
Why is that?
Well, because I sent them all an invite to my skate party.
To sell your skateboards?
Well, no, I'm having a.
Yeah, you're mad. Okay, go on.
Not one of them RSVP'd. They didn't even respond.
What was the goal of the skate party?
Just I got my new ramp.
You got your new boards on sale now at steveo.com.
Maybe that's it. All right.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, all right. This next one is.
I'm gonna have a panic attack if you go through all 100.
I'll make it quick. Okay. I've seen your body covered in shit, piss in your mouth, bees covering your dick, taking beer bongs up your butthole. What does your dad think about your stunts?
My dad's able to compartmentalize.
Mm-hmm.
He sees the business potential. He's able to be supportive of the business of what I do while not being in love with the creative of what I do.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, we can keep moving faster. What do you think about making a best friends TV show where you and I go around the world and get into crazy hijinks and shenanigans?
I'm all for it, dude. My only problem is being at the mercy of corporate establishment.
No corporate.
And, like just put it on YouTube kind of a thing.
Yeah, we'll pay
big time.
for it 50-50, 25-75.
Yeah, okay, cool.
You'll do the 75.
Yeah, good.
Okay, but yeah, we'll talk about that
I'll
later.
pay the 75 for the budget, but you keep 75 of the profits.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, it's good.
Okay. When I was a kid, me and my cousin used to watch Jackass, and we would play this game called Dumbass. And we would throw ourselves down the staircase. How does it feel knowing you inspired a generation of kids breaking their arms?
I got some headlines not long ago when I acknowledged that in the beginning of Jackass, when the media wasn't so fragmented, when there wasn't YouTube and stuff, that like Jackass was legitimately, I thought, I would say, a bad influence. But in the many years since then, I think you can't really there's so many different ways to point the finger. I don't feel culpable.
100%. All right, you can only pick one. Jackass or wildboyz? Be real, Steve-O. This isn't about money. This isn't about ratings. What was more fun? If you could only do one for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
It's a good question.
do one for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Jackass, and I'm going to qualify that with just there were certain situations with Wildboyz where I didn't feel good about how animals were treated.
I can see that.
And now a lot of people say, yeah, well, you guys mistreat animals on Jackass. Like,
Didn't PETA come after you?
Yeah. I'm much more comfortable with the way animals were used on Jackass than in certain cases on Wildboyz. Right. I'm not going to defend every use of animals on Jackass, and it's not my decision whether they get used or not. Yeah. But I'm more comfortable with Jackass.
Is there a favorite Wildboyz story or stunt that comes to mind after all the traveling you did?
Wildboyz story. Then I'll refer you to our Wildride episode with Jeff Tremaine.
Okay.
We really, really dug into the sewer on that one.
We don't need to bother. Do you ever go back to Brazil? I know that you moved there when you were 6 months.
Went there for Wildboyz. Don't believe I've been back since.
I was going to ask if you went after Wildboyz. It's an incredible place, man. I recorded most of this album here in Rio de Janeiro. And I was in this glass house on top of the hill in the jungle, and I would just go to the beach every day and then go record. It's a magical place. You should go back for not work purposes one day. Shout out Brazil. Okay, moving forward. Let's see here. Were you on drugs for Wildboyz?
I was.
How did you acquire drugs in these different territories? Was that hard? Because you seem pretty out of it for some of it. And Chris, too. He looked...
Yeah, we did a lot of drinking.
Okay, drinking, were you doing hard stuff or no?
A lot of drinking. I smuggled weed to just about every place that I couldn't be confident in finding weed. And with respect to the harder drugs, Wildboyz would actually represent little intervals in between drug benders. I would typically be still awake for days on end, cocaine bender. When we went to the airport to start the Wildboyz trip, it would be like a day of travel, like a day of and then by the time we're shooting, I've kind of recovered from the bender and I'm not on hard drugs. For
so the sleep deprivation carried some of the...
Yeah. Yeah, Wildboyz was a crazy chapter in my life, man.
How about being sober now, being around people who are fucked up, like when you see someone super drunk, or how does it make you feel? What's your tolerance for bullshit?
I'm not too concerned with it. I mean, I don't really care to be around people who are super, intoxicated. But with that said, like, I spent 11 years in sobriety touring comedy clubs where people have to drink. It's like 2 drink minimum.
Do you get... sorry.
Not a problem being around it.
Yeah. What about when someone asks you the same fucking question 4 times in a row? That ever happened to you where they're so drunk they're like,
yeah.
I love you, man.
Yeah.
Why didn't you tell me you're going to be here? And then it's like
a
loop. It's so crazy seeing that. When you get off of a comedy tour, do you find that you feel depressed sometimes?
No, I just want to get home to my animals.
Because, like for me after a tour, like especially a big one, I get like, fuck, like from hearing the screaming every night and the crazy energy and then going back to being a normal person and doing laundry, can kind of feel a little bit like from a high standpoint, the high is so high and then you go down to normalcy and you crash, you have you never have that, you don't experience that.
That's not something that I relate to too much.
It only started recently when the shows got bigger for me.
Okay.
The highs got more intense, I think.
I like that.
But I'm sober doing it, but I'm just noticed that like...
I like that, and I'm questioning myself, why don't I have that experience?
It might be a music thing. It happens with music. Like, musicians get depressed sometimes after the tour. Maybe because, I don't know.
Yeah, I just think that, touring can be, like, kind of grueling, and it's just like, ooh, I really want to get home, especially, like, with my animals at home, and I just want to, like, get back. Like, whatever the first flight is after the last show, like, I typically want to be on that and get home as soon as I can.
Yeah, that makes sense. And you have... Is it your partner is your wife or no?
We're getting married soon, finally. We've been engaged
I'm looking
for a long
forward
time.
to getting the invitation.
Yeah, dude.
I'll be there. I'll be wearing this.
It's going to be in Tennessee.
I can't wait. I love Tennessee.
Good.
I'll be there. Send me the dates and I'll be setting it up.
Yeah, we'll have a date soon.
I can't wait, man. I'm happy for you.
Maybe you could be our wedding DJ.
Bro, I'll be there.
Heavy dubstep.
I'm not cheap, but I put on a hell of a show.
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, what about... I wanted to ask you about your drug abuse side effects as you've gotten older. Do you start to feel certain things more? Do you find that is now that you're sober, do you not really feel like you have much effects, or do you feel like as you've gotten older, you're like, oh, my back from all the ecstasy or something like
I'm
that?
starting to, like, I'm noticing issues with my right hip, which are kind of bothering me. And I'm going to get
Is
into
that from
the-
drugs, though?
No.
Okay. So that's just, you're just
Wear
getting
and
old.
tear, yeah.
All your stunts.
Ice bath.
Yeah.
Rice
Yeah,
bath.
Ice bath.
I don't know. I gotta get it. I'm gonna get into the doctor and do an MRI because I just built this awesome ramp and it's like uncomfortable to skate it.
Damn. Does it pop in and out?
Doesn't pop in and out, but I can definitely notice like a.
Go back to stem cell.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
So, when you see footage of yourself on drugs, do you recognize that person? Do you see it? Does it seem like it's someone else, like you're watching someone else, or does it feel like you're like, oh, that was me?
I remember it very well.
Yeah.
I remember it very well, and there's something about seeing footage of me on drugs that it almost like makes me relive it. Like I can really like I remember it too well.
Wow.
You know, like it makes me a little bit uncomfortable because it kind of puts me back in that time.
So after the drugs stopped, what did your addictions hop to?
Sex, food, spending.
Money, yeah. Those are like the main things I feel.
Yeah,
like.
like just the dumb shit on it. And if I open up my Amazon app and there's no presents coming, like I feel a little bit empty.
Wow.
Like I like to always know that I've got presents coming.
For
from
me, I
Amazon.
don't live anywhere. Like, I don't have an address or live anywhere. This is my manager's house.
Okay.
So, I don't actually collect stuff. I don't buy things. For me, it's more the collecting of the money. Just stacking it
Oh,
up.
there you go.
But it's kind of like, you know, at a certain point you want to live somewhere, so I'm hoping to be able to get a proper spot, but...
Yeah, I definitely like. I mean, I buy pretty negligible stuff on Amazon, so I'm not like when I say spending, like I don't have like a really flashy lifestyle, you know, like but yeah, I definitely want to set myself up with savings so that I can
Retire.
live comfortably and not be like a lot of entertainment industry people who went way past the time they should have gone.
What about doing stunts sober versus being fucked up? Did it compare much or no?
They have a saying, if you take away the alcohol from a horse thief, you got a sober horse thief. I'm a sober attention whore.
So nothing changed?
Pretty much. I mean, there was some acclimation to sobriety, but yeah, the will to do the stunts was never because of drugs and alcohol. It was because I'm an attention whore.
Yeah. All right, well, question real quick. I know this is played out, but for you, what's either the scariest stunt that you ever did or that someone in the crew did? That, like, when you think about, like, what was the most gnarly, maybe for yourself or anyone in the entire crew, what comes to mind?
Just bulls.
So Johnny's
Yeah,
stuff?
Johnny's stuff with bulls.
That last one really did a number.
Yeah,
Did he recover fully?
I would say so. Yeah, I mean, like, there's concern with concussions that, like, actually you know, it's a super delayed effect, and so the damage is done, but it won't really present for until later. So, you know, you got to have a concern that is there, you know, is the reckoning to come? You know, like that's scary.
Does he still have a stutter? I saw he got kind of like a stutter from the head injury.
Oh, I don't know Knoxville to stutter.
No, I just saw some interviews where he was talking and he would kind of like his speaking shifted. It was probably right after it happened.
Maybe.
You didn't notice that?
I don't notice that. And I monitor my communication with Knoxville pretty closely.
What percentage of a shot is, God, I hope it looked good, and is going to make the video, or like versus the actual pain of it? Because I know that if it doesn't look good enough, And so, how much of it are you kind of like playing up the reaction? Not to, if you don't want to talk about that, it's okay.
Oh,
but I know you guys are doing stuff that could kill you and is super risky. But I know that it is a movie.
I don't think anybody's playing up a reaction.
You never think so.
I don't think so. And I think that the barometer, like if there's a metric for whether a jackass bit works, it's the reaction of the guys in the peanut gallery.
Right.
Like if the guys aren't giggling, then it didn't work. If the guys are giggling, then it worked. And I don't think the peanut gallery of guys, you know, watching something happen is ever gonna pretend to giggle if they don't find something funny.
Right. What's the worst thing you've eaten for a stunt?
Worst thing I've eaten for a stunt. I don't know. There's pretty all bad stuff. Like
I mean, horse cum.
that was Pontius, but
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's been some pretty terrible stuff. Maybe Preston Sweat.
Ooh.
Probably
Yeah,
the grossest.
Yeah, that was rough. I've seen that a few times. So I guess I wonder sometimes what goes through your mind while stunts happening, like when the shark. That seems like one of the gnarliest ones for you. Was when the shark, when you hit your foot against the shark, you like kicked it. Was that up there with one of the most scary ones for you?
Yeah, dude, I'm really excited that I've just finished up a video I made with Chris Pontius called 10 Times We Could Have Died.
Wow. So you cover this all.
I literally...
What went through your mind?
I saved that video for a long time, man. Like, I've got, like, sort of the Silver Bullet collection, you know, and, like...
Was there something that you were thinking when that was happening? You're just like, get me out?
You know, up until that point, I felt pretty unaccountable for anything I did around sharks. I don't know why, but that one, it occurred to me, wow, like, that could have been really bad.
Yeah. Are you shocked that things didn't turn out worse for what you guys had done over the years, or you think there was a level of calculation with most of this stuff that it was practical enough that you...
I think that there were a lot of close calls. There were a lot of risks that, you know, I wouldn't be necessarily comfortable taking at this point in my life. But with that said, everything that we did, we approached it like with the idea of getting away with it.
Yeah. Do you feel like Jackass and Wildboyz would be the same as what it was if it came out today, or do you feel like with like cancel culture and the rules and appropriation and these different things that it couldn't have even existed? Obviously, you made Jackass 4,
right.
but that had to shift its tone a little bit.
I think that Jackass has aged pretty well because it's devoid of, like, you know, any bad intention. You know, it's like...
I'm not saying there was bad intention.
The spirit of it was very positive.
Wildboyz?
Wildboyz, there are a lot of things that wouldn't age well.
I feel like I was watching it and I'm like, that's crazy. But like, you know, also it's just from a very different time period.
Right. There's stuff on Wildboyz that wouldn't age well, like, you know, that would be considered appropriation.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like the spirit of what we were doing, like, was never a negative, you know.
I know that wasn't the intention.
We were really ambassadors of goodwill.
And I think in a lot of ways you could have the mindset of someone could say, oh, this is appropriation, but for you're like representing the culture, even though you're maybe not the guy to do it.
Right.
And you're like, you know, I'm sure some of the people were like, oh, like this is like, showing off our culture to new people in the world, and there's something to be said about that, but that's another conversation.
Right. I remember, like, before my last Australia tour, I pulled a clip of Pontius and I dressed up as Aboriginals with Aboriginals, like, throwing boomerangs. And it was classic because Pontius threw this boomerang and it came back and nailed him in the head. And he was bleeding from his head. Like, it was just a classic bit. But, you know, the people who are close to me said, oh, dude, that's not going to play well. You know, even though we were with, like, native Aboriginal Australian people who dressed us up themselves, I would imagine that kind of makes it a little bit less offensive. But you're right. You know, you go anywhere near that and people get real bent out of shape. But I stand by the spirit and the intent.
So this I want to word right, but this is something I thought about, which I don't know if people have brought this correlation to you, and you might not see any connection with this, but I feel like Jackass was born during a time that was extremely homophobic, and you guys came along wearing your G-strings, getting naked with the bros, showing off your asses, or shoving things up them, touching each other's dicks, drinking animal semen. You guys seem to normalize male nudity, which is still even a taboo thing in this day in America. I feel like you guys were almost allies to the queer community in an interesting way.
Not even almost.
I know.
Like,
I'm saying it's just in case you didn't see this. But from my outside, it's like there's even the rainbow on the Dick House Production logo, which that's very obvious. But I was just gonna ask, how much of that was a conscious decision?
I think that there's something that we got a kick out of, like, making homophobic people uncomfortable. You know, like there's kind of a sense of, like, the jock bro, you know, like,
which I'm sure
like,
is a large part of the audience too, right?
Yeah, like
and you guys are reaction based, you know.
Yeah, like,
you want to get the full reaction, so that probably plays into that too.
Yeah, if we were targeting anybody, it would have been you know, like, homophobic jock frat dude kind of mentality.
Right. But it's interesting because I feel like there's almost like with hazing and things like that, they almost like explore that themselves in a way that like for them makes it okay.
Maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. But anyways, I just was curious because I saw that like the logo even at the beginning. I was like, and how much rainbows even play into like the intro or outro of the third movie or whatever. It's like obviously there's some clear.
I think that like there's something about an ability to not take oneself seriously.
Yeah.
That's really at the heart of Jackass, and I think that when guys are taking themselves super seriously, like that's there's a lot of overlap with kind of homophobia, I think.
Right. I was gonna say, is there any kind of ground rules that happen before the filming of a movie? Like, is there certain things where you're like, you can't do this, like if you're like before you go into production, or is it just like the only rule is there's no rules, like Fight Club style?
I mean, there's a lot of sensitivity to just the spirit of what we're doing.
What do you mean by that?
The number one rule is respect and like with regards to third party. Never put your hands on, never like be mean spirited, never like to ourselves and each other. Like there's basically no rules. Like
was there physical altercations that ever arose from it?
There are a couple.
Is that you can't talk about that kind of stuff?
I'm happy to talk about
what
it.
What happened? Is there, or there anything you can share just from like the reaction from something? Because I could only imagine that from the beginning of the movie to the end, the tensions are building. Certain people are getting back at each other.
The Pontius wrestled a number of people, like mostly Danger Aaron.
Didn't Danger and Bam almost get into it too?
I think Bam kind of maybe beat up Danger. Aaron.
It seems like Aaron kind of gets the low end of the totem pole. Sometimes I feel for the guy.
Danger socked Dave England
on tour.
Yeah, on a tour, but there's never not like any.
You ever have any beef on filming?
No.
I saw in Wildboyz like you were punching Chris in the airplane or something, and then like he got so pissed because he's sleeping, and he got up. You were like he was in the first class or different like. Oh, do you know what I'm talking about?
I don't, but that's
I seen him come like and just punch you.
The Black Mamba, I think.
Yeah, it's that sequence.
Yeah, that's punching Chris Pontius is a dangerous move. I can't remember a time when I was bold enough to do that.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe you were coming off a bender.
Yeah,
mid-flight on your way on to the next adventure.
There were definitely a lot of gnarly flights.
Did you guys ever have like safe words or certain things where like when the bit was done you needed to say? Because I remember there's one in sequence where like, and this is different because it's a dog, but like Johnny is getting his butt bitten by like a dog and he yells Oklahoma.
Yeah, Oklahoma.
I was just curious. That was for every skit or just for that?
That's the only safe word I'm aware of.
But you guys would use it if something was crossed the line? Was
I said Oklahoma when they connected my balls to a rat zapper electrocution machine.
Was it was, I don't remember that. Is it used in... Did it get used?
I think it might have been in 3.5.
So how much stunts are actually filmed for the sequence, and how much don't make it in either the .5s or like the credits?
Very little.
Very little doesn't get
exploited in some fashion.
Right. Because I was gonna. That's a pretty cool way that you can make 2 movies out of it. How did the .5s do compared to the? Did they even get theatrical releases?
No theatrical. The
straight to DVD. It's like a bonus.
Straight to DVD, except for the 4.5 was Netflix exclusive.
Right.
Now I'm seeing people kind of crying out for physical copies of 4.5, which I don't believe exist. And they should, because there are a lot of people who collect physical media.
What's your favorite part of filming a Jackass movie? What's your least favorite part?
I mean, just getting the shot is, of course, the favorite part.
When you get to be like, we're done.
Yeah, it's like there's
for the day.
I mean, what Jackass is a battle of attention whores for screen time. Mm-hmm. You know, we're battling for screen time, and just when you get the shot and you got the screen time, like that's just a battle won.
Did you guys ever lose footage? Like, is there any time with Wildboyz or Jackass or any scenes that like you wish would have made it or something that got erased?
I'll refer to the Tremaine episode again, but there was a photo that's known as the greatest photo ever taken. I think. Well, there's a couple of those. And I was in a compromising situation with a prostitute in Indonesia, and there was like quite the perfect photo taken like through the window. And there were like multiple people in the room that I wasn't even aware of.
Wow.
And so I was like mid-thrust, and it was like the peanut gallery in the room, and like this photo, and I destroyed the hotel room, made a super temper tantrum, and demanded that the photo be deleted. The photo was deleted.
Wow.
And that like is the most sorely grieved loss of media.
For you or for the rest of the
not
crew?
necessarily for me, but
You're happy. You got your wish.
I don't know that I'm happy. Like
That could have been your entry into the porn stars. One more career path that could have happened there.
I don't know how I feel about it because I don't even know that I ever saw the photo, but certainly, like, if you ask anybody in connection with wildboyz, they would probably say that was the most grieved lost media.
Does Lance the filmer, who is always throwing up, does he get paid extra to be on camera?
I don't know about. Yeah, I think so. I think that he's got a talent deal. I think he's got a
I
producer.
feel like he's got to get something for that.
Was it like if you talk, you get SAG, or is it like
something like that? Yeah, I think that Lance has a producer deal and a talent deal, and like whatever is filming, like yeah, I think he does pretty well.
I know you maybe have spoken of this already, but I can't remember. I remember there was something about it, but with movie payment, you don't have to talk about it if you don't want to. But is it like, was your deal structured flat fee or residuals for the movies?
There would be an upfront piece.
So you get an advance up front?
Yeah, there's an upfront piece, and then there's a back-end consideration, profit participation, or points.
And was that always across the board, or after the first one or the second one, you set some precedent for that?
I remember the first movie, we got like the minimum scale, and then, and as I understand it, it was Knoxville. It was like, hey, we're making a movie, the guys are getting some back end.
After that or during the movie? The show was just
before, like, going into the first movie, which I thought was really cool. And then there's been back end since then.
And you were able to kind of fight for more of it as the movie progressed?
Yeah, fighting for more became a thing. Like, only for me did it become a thing on the fourth movie. But
yeah,
like,
I remember hearing something about that. What was the...
I just always found out what I was going to get, and I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
And then come the fourth movie, I was like, man, I should have maybe tried to like push back and fight for more. So it was my first time ever trying to fight for more on the fourth movie.
Do you think that was because you had built your profile up beyond Jackass 2 and you recognized more of your worth?
I felt so.
Yeah,
I felt so. But in hindsight, I didn't do myself or anybody else any favors by approaching it the way that I did.
Where you went on into the media with it or something?
Yeah, I went into the media with it. It was just kind of a bad look, and I ended up making amends, or like acknowledging that I handled it all pretty poorly.
Real quick, our cameras are about to die, and you have a voodoo photo shoot.
Shit. Okay.
Soon. Do you want to ask whatever?
How many last ones did I get? I still got.
Sorry to interrupt,
Don't talk
but
to me like that, Scott.
I'm gonna cut this one before
Dude,
it
I
dies.
have 3 more pages.
That one's good.
Yeah, I think.
Should I go to the end?
Let's go to the end.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut this before it dies so it doesn't corrupt any footage.
Sure.
Okay, we got that one and that one.
All right.
This
Ready?
one's at 6. You weren't kidding about 100 questions.
Yeah, that's why I came. I was gonna interview you. That was my main plan.
Oh, okay, I love it.
Okay, so
This back one's not rolling.
Yeah.
all right,
This one?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no, I just.
I can
cut
keep going, or you need a second.
it. Can you cut this? That one?
Do you want me to cut it?
Yeah, cut that one. It's about to die. This one has a few left. Okay.
All right.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready, Doug.
Okay.
I think we're setting a record for our longest ever
We're
podcast.
definitely a record.
Well, I
We're
had at
2
least
hours and
another
20
2
minutes.
hours of
We're at
material.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
Hear me out. Hear me out. This wasn't as much. I'm trying to make a proper documentation. It's not as much for me as it is for your fans.
We'll give you the Guinness
I love
World Book
it.
of Records for longest wild
I'll have to
podcast.
ask you these other questions
Yeah.
at another point. Maybe
love
I'll
it.
call you, and I'll spread it to your Reddit forums. Okay, so I'll get to the end here because I'm being pushed off the set, understandably. But I am gonna get some residuals
You
from
should
the
come
shirts
over on
that-
Saturday.
I'd love to.
Yeah, dude.
What do we? Is that the big
That's the
skate
party,
day?
yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna RSVP for that bullshit. All right. If you could go back in time, is there anything you would change in your journey through life?
I'd be really protective of the space-time continuum. I learned that from Back to the Future.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
I like where I'm at now, and I don't want to mess with it.
Do you believe the journey to becoming the legend they call Steve-O was your free will or your destiny?
Ooh, I believe that free will is an immutable, unbreakable law of the universe. So predestination, I don't think really is in the cards. But then again, you got like your, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think that
It's a tough one.
It is.
it's a tough one. I think
one.
that I think that you can't. There's no way around free will to just give somebody a predetermined outcome. Mm-hmm. I think that I came into this life with, like, just a persistence. Not even necessarily a good persistence. Like, I'm just, like, the most, like, annoyingly persistent bastard. Mm-hmm. So I think that my free will coupled with my persistence was a recipe for what happened.
But I always think, why are we persistent? Why are we passionate? You know, and it's like, is that free will at that point too?
I think that as on a soul level, I do believe that we choose our parents, that we, you know, like outline a blueprint for what we're supposed to do in life, and we go into it. So, like, I think that ahead of time, before my life began, like, on a soul level, I equipped myself with certain characteristics, which by definition were predetermined. Mm-hmm. But then once you pop out of that womb, then
yeah. All right, I'm getting close here. I know you guys are ready to get out. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Do you think you'll still be shooting yourself into the sky in porta potties covered in shit?
10 years is pretty far out. I think that the world as we know it, society as we know it, I picture it being dramatically different in 10 years.
Right.
I think that, like, I would even say, like, on the level of, like, the fall of the Roman Empire type different. Wow. You know, like, maybe not. Maybe I'm talking 20 years. But I think that the society as we know it has a very limited amount of time.
Wow. So you think it's all coming to an end?
Not necessarily coming to an end. I think that the gravy train is coming to an end. Mm-hmm. And I think that I would imagine that the Great Depression of 1929 is effectively chicken shit compared to where we're headed.
Crazy. So you're a doomsday prepper?
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. And
2029.
Is that the year?
No, I don't know.
I mean, who knows, you know? But with that said, I definitely have a limited amount of time left to really beat myself up.
Yeah. Will you retire, you think?
I think I retire piecemeal from certain things.
Right.
Like, I've already thrown in the towel on standing backflips.
That's good.
And nut kicking.
Nut kicking. Like, there's certain things, but, you know, who knows? I'm going to evolve. I'll probably always be an attention whore, but I'm working to set up, like, a property with the animals and the animal sanctuary deal. Like,
I love that. Last question. When you die, what do you want people to remember Steve-O as? What do you want them to remember about you?
My ego really wants people to remember me fondly, having entertained them. You know, like, I want them to remember me as somebody who's loved. But that's just ego talking. I think if I have a legacy, then I'd like it to be like with these animals in our sanctuary.
Well, I wish you luck on that journey.
Thanks, Doug. Fuck yeah, dude.
Thanks for making time.
Creative stuff.
Yeah, dude, you're an impressive cat, brother.
After all that, do you really have 3 testicles?
That we'll never know. Oh, yeah, I do. I was born with a condition.
Yeah, and they used to make fun of you calling you Oliver 3.
They did. They used to call me Oliver 3. It was kind of a... I don't like to talk about it. I think I'm going to head out.
Thank you. Well, how about that? We shattered the record for the longest episode of the Wild Ride podcast ever. What was it before? Like, hovering around an hour and a half.
Yeah, Kevin Smith probably was the longest before that.
Yeah, and this one was 2.5 hours. Unbelievable. It's like an hour longer than our longest. And it didn't feel like 2.5 hours. This dude is bonkers, man. He's like my new favorite guy. I'm dying to see his show, his live show. I don't doubt that he puts every little bit into it that he says he does. Man, I feel like we got to know the real guy, and I really like the real guy. And I really like you, because you stuck around for the longest fucking pod. We got to do something special here. If you're still listening or watching this deep into the very end of the longest podcast we ever did, then I need you to post something, like do the street team thing, but put hashtag street team bonkers. Because I'm going to be looking for that, man. That retention, dude. I was like nervous. I was like, fuck, we're going so long. Like, man, if retention falls off. Like, ugh. Because that's me, dude. I'm a psycho. But, all right, guys. I love you. Thank you for sticking around. Hashtag street team bonkers.